irrational. Fuck being rational. Give them what they ask for. It's not enough. Few solid niggas left, but it's not enough. Few bitches that are really stepped, but it's not enough. Say you bigger than myself, but it's not enough. I get on their ass. Yeah, somebody gotta do it. I made them niggas mad. Yeah, somebody gotta do it. I ain't chasing cheap ass. Yeah, watch a nigga do it. We survived outside, all from the music, nigga. What? They like, what he on? This the Alpha and Omega, bitch. Welcome home. This is not a song. This is a revelation. How to get a nigga gone. I need you a man, baby. I don't understand, baby. Pull a bill and make you feel protected like I can, baby. Teach you something if you need correction. That's the plan, baby. Don't put your life in these weird niggas' hands, baby. Whoa! It's not enough. Few solid niggas left, but it's not enough. Few bitches that are really stepped, but it's not enough. Say you bigger than myself, but it's not enough. I get on their ass. Yeah, somebody gotta do it. I made them niggas mad. Yeah, somebody gotta do it. I take the G pass. Yeah, watch a nigga do it. We survived outside, all from the music, nigga. What? Hey, turn this TV off. Ain't with my type activities, then don't you get involved. Hey, look, how many shit I see? Send them off. Take a risk or take a trip. You know I'm tripping for my dog. Who you with? Couple sergeants and lieutenants for the get back. This revolution been televised. I fell through with the knickknacks. Hey, young nigga, get your chili up. Yeah, I meant that. Hey, black out. If they act out, yeah, I did that. Hey, what's up, though? I hate a bitch that's hating on a bitch, and they both hoes. I hate a nigga hating on them niggas, and they both broke. If you ain't coming for no chili, what you come for? Nigga feel like he entitled, cause he knew me since a kid. Bitch, I cut my granny off and she don't see it how I see it. Got a big mouth, but he lack big ideas. Send him to the moon, that's just how I feel. Yeah, then it's not enough. Few solid niggas left, but it's not enough. Few bitches that are really stepped, but it's not enough. Say you bigger than myself, but it's not enough.
Day, nothing changes. All I want is a moment to think clearly, but thoughts come unrelenting, consuming every waking moment. My mind binds me and I can't escape. I shout for help, but no one hears me. One day I feel I'll just disappear. Lost in this chaos, I'm searching for peace.
Yo, 200 episodes. What the fuck? What are we? How are we doing this? How are we still going? Like, when did they go off the training wheels? How are we still rolling? Fellas, Dirt Sheet Radio.
Rolling.
John Escudero, Nick LaRocco, Greg Thomas. Introduce yourself, my friends, in that order so
you
that
kind of just did.
They know who you are, though.
Oh, we're in that order. Hey, welcome to the 200th edition of the Dirt Sheet Radio Show. When you think about it, how many times some of us have had to take certain breaks, me having to leave early. I think for me, myself, I'm kind of on episode 100 now, chronologically for the Nick episodes at least. But hey, it's Nick LaRocco. Follow me at Instagram, at NeekBreaker, and of course on Facebook. And of course, next in line, Mr. Greg.
Yo, it's number 200. I don't know what that number is in Spanish or Japanese, but we are glad to be here. Lo siento. Oh,
Dos ciento.
Dos ciento, excuse me.
The bicentennial.
It's like Dos Caras, but cooler.
Because it's bigger.
Dos Caras, but his son isn't a really mean person.
A bad man.
Like the people we deal with online.
He over his fuck though.
But still very over in Mexico, apparently.
Over his fuck. Hey, it is what it is. You ain't gonna catch me judging people.
It be that way.
Hey, well, yeah, we're talking about Lucha. We might as well talk about AEW Grand Slam.
Must we? Okay.
I had a fun time. There's a lot of Lucha.
I'm just glad to talk about an AEW show that wasn't 4 hours.
What?
Right? The last 2 weeks.
You know what? They got me though, because they tricked me because they were like, "Oh, 1 week is gonna be 4 hours. All right, that's fine. That's cool. It's a free pay-per-view, whatever. All right, 2 weeks in a row, 4 hours. Wait. When did you? You didn't say that. You didn't say that.
Said that.
You didn't say that until right before it was time. Like right before the show ended, they were like, "Oh yeah, next week's gonna be 4 hours too." And I was like, "Wait. What do you say?"
John sounds like that clip for the Punisher. Wait.
Hold on. No, but yeah, this week was 2.5 hours. Another thing that they didn't say until the end. But 2.5 hours is fine. But
It's much more palatable than 4 entire hours. It's a 4-hour show with overrun.
And it's 240. It's 240, right? Because it wasn't 2.5. It went like overrun.
Yeah.
Tony's a nut because he was doing overruns on the 4-hour shows.
Yeah.
My God, man.
It was like midnight, and he was like 20 more minutes. Like, whoa,
boss, please.
And so he did like 10 more tonight, and I'm all right. Listen, I had a great time. There's been a lot of lucha. The WWE's Worlds Collide show was fun. The AEW Grand Slam show was fun. Both of the shows made me want to watch another episode of that product. Like when Worlds Collide was over, I wanted to watch Triple Mania, and I did. And we'll talk about that.
I'll say this.
When Grand Slam was over, I wanted to watch. I want to watch Arena Mexico on Friday, and so I will.
CMLL.
Yeah, CMLL. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say this. One company's booking of the Mexicans didn't get one of their top stars booed, so that's something.
Actually, but it's funny how that works. I guess we'll talk about that though.
That said, one of their top stars did get booed, but it wasn't their fault.
That is funny though. It's on the AAA side, Vikingo getting booed, and in America, people love him. And in the CMLL side, Atlantis getting booed, and in America, people loved him. It's like he's fine, and it's like, oh shit, look, it happens everywhere. And I learned,
at least apparently, whatever is happening with Atlantis Junior was happening before AEW got there.
Yeah, I learned the context of that from Lucha fans in Dershi Radio content in Dershi Radio comments. And
do share, please.
The idea is that they feel like they feel he's a nepo baby, but then you would tell yourself there's a lot of nepo babies in Mexico, particularly, but in all of wrestling,
it's a culture of nepo babies.
So then the feeling is that he's like a Roman Reigns type babyface, pushed down their throat, and they are rejecting it, and they're rejecting it, and you'll hear it more in Smart Mark with Smart Mark crowds. And from what I heard, because this was a big crossover event, there was a lot more Smart Mark Lucha fans, and so they were like fucking booing him. And
so it was like a WWE New York show.
But he had the most heat of the night, like next to MJF.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
They booked Atlantis Jr. to do the most baby face thing you could do, which is save me, papi, and they were just like, "Fuck your old man too."
Save his dad.
No one likes your legendary father.
I don't give a fuck about your dad. Fuck him too, as a matter of fact. Boom. Fuck him for giving birth to you. Oh shit!
The wrong kid died.
Oh my god, that's a horrible thing. Jesus.
But it's a great movie.
But we will talk. We'll get into Dynamite with Hangman Adam Page. Well,
how do you say that in Spanish?
Hangman Adam Page. I'm Puerto Rican. I understand Spanish better than I speak it, which is true. Not for all Puerto Ricans, don't get mad. They'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Well, if you're in New York, you notice a lot of us younger ones.
I was going to say, John suffers from the worst kind of New Yorican isms.
I speak, it just sounds fucked up. They'll be like, what are you saying? I'm like, sorry. Never mind. But Hangman comes out, and he cuts a whole promo in Spanish. And it was... Excalibur translated it, so...
He tried to. There were like some parts too where Excalibur didn't want to interrupt him,
and also that he didn't want to translate because they were straight up like curses. Like,
yeah, he's like, I don't think I should say this.
But Hangman, it was a really cool moment, especially considering all the things that are happening. And I was like, I forget sometimes that Hangman it was an educator. Like he had to go to school, so he's learned. He's not like like a lot of wrestlers who fortunately just got right into wrestling, and they were like, "Fuck that!" Like I'm doing just wrestling, and it works out for some, it doesn't work for all. But a lot of the times, that means there's something missing.
I mean, like to a very significant degree in the past, like pro wrestling was a job for like ne'er-do-wells and social outcasts.
The meatheads.
Yeah, and so I forget sometimes.
Weirdos got into the industry back then.
I thought Hangman was gonna do like 2 minutes you know, like maybe say a couple introductory things and then
Yeah.
get into the promo. He did the whole thing in Spanish. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
He did the opening part. He was like very nice. If we work together, we could change the world. And then he got to Moxley. You know, I'm gonna beat the
If
shit
I
out
can
of you.
change, you can change. Everybody can change.
Te voy a chingar tu madre. Yeah. I was like, yeah, that was fucking fire. Hey man, it's my world champion. He can't lose, right? He can't lose.
Somebody compared it to the shock of the Japanese crowd hearing Omega go fluent Japanese.
I remember the pop. Oh,
Yeah.
oh shit! He's speaking Japanese.
It's kind of like in that same vibe of, you know, when like Queen was touring Japan and they went out of their way to learn Japanese as a thank
Did
you
they?
because they loved. Yeah,
That's what you're supposed to do, like especially in Japan. But essentially, you should do that anywhere you go. Like if you're gonna go to a country, you should probably learn the language. You fucking dick. But really in Japan, because they'll be like, well, fuck you, because you didn't bother to learn the language, so I shouldn't bother to treat you
You
with any
just came
respect.
here
You know?
to parasite off of our goods.
You want some fucking anime dolls, motherfucker? learn to ask for them then. You know, like understandable. So when you
You
go
go on the American line where after you pay for it, they just throw it at you.
but just because they're direct about it doesn't mean that everybody else isn't like that. I feel like you should probably learn the language before you go to any country. And so Hangman opening the show like that was big. And the thing about this, I don't know shit about Lucha Libre, right? As a matter of fact, for a long time, I was like, I don't even know if I want to watch that. I don't. They look a little fluffy and light.
I am historically dismissive of it. I'll be the first person to admit.
And but late about a year ago, I even said it. If I would have followed through and not been a lazy piece of shit, I would have been ahead of the game. Because a year ago, I even said, you know, Dave Meltzer's been talking about this Volador Jr. and he's been talking about Arena Mexico every Friday. And he's been like going off about how good it is. And I'm like, I should really start watching it weekly. And if I had done it then, I would have been ahead of the curve now. And I wouldn't have been somebody that's gonna watch it just because I got introduced to me with the American television. But
you did watch the Blue Demon match with Brian. I'm pretty sure of that.
Of course, the Blue Panther match, yeah. But it was
Blue
Brian
Panther,
Danielson, you know,
me.
like I watched and I thought that was incredible too.
Blue
Like,
thing.
Blue Legend.
I thought that was really cool too. I thought that whole show was good. But this was this Arena Mexico vibe. I was like, you telling me it's like this all the time? Like every fucking week? They're like, yeah. This is Arena Mexico. That's the way it is. Like, holy shit.
And like it's sort of very cool because it's like a it's kind of like Korakuen Hall except strictly wrestling.
Yeah.
Where like Korakuen Hall was a sumo arena that got transformed into being sort of an all-purpose combat arena for like boxing, pro wrestling, and all sorts. Arena Mexico is just this building that CMLL had built for the purposes of Lucha Libre. That's why when you were watching the show, they're saying the guardrails are bolted in because this thing doesn't move.
Right, and then there's another thing too, where you kind of consider it like, you know, an American baseball stadium. How it's kind of like, you know, the American pastime of baseball. Like over in Arena Mexico, it's literally that same philosophy too.
Yeah,
I love it. It's like this is heaven. What the fuck? Like this is incredible.
They've got some things that bug the shit out of me, but yeah,
yeah.
the noise makers kill me.
I don't know why I was so surprised, but they were AEW sold the arena out, so I shouldn't have been surprised that the fans were like very fucking excited for who they were for. I was like, oh shit, Mexico fucking loves Hangman. Like holy shit, look at him. It was fun. It was a fun night. That kind of colored the whole show though. So I'm like, I almost don't know if I can be objective about it because the whole fucking show was like this. They almost never died down. It was
they
great.
even made an interesting point a few weeks before that, like CMLO shows with AEW guys didn't sell the way AEW was not Forbidden Door, but you know, Grand Slam sold.
Yeah. It was a big deal to have an American television show in Arena Mexico too. I hadn't realized that AEW was the first, like Dynamite was the first time it had ever happened. I was like, you mean to tell me not even a Raw? Not even a Raw. You didn't even do a Raw. Like,
Yeah,
you're kidding me.
never.
You're kidding me. That's it. And it holds like 20,000 people, so it's not like there's no real reason. You know, like
No,
they
WWE
said,
on principle, WWE should be able to sell that out easily.
I guess
Right.
because you have to work with CMLL directly, maybe that
Probably.
becomes an issue. But
Yeah.
another thing that happened tonight was that Beast Muertos was put on the card at the last minute because Claudio Castagnoli and Cash Wheeler were not able to make it into Mexico for reasons unknown. But
I think I know why Cash couldn't. I'm
We're
kidding.
gonna figure that one out.
he got cleared, man. Come on.
Come on.
Come on. That's him at the fucking border. Like, are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
Claudio's like, I'm not his tag team partner.
He's like, yes, you are. You're Dax Harwood. I know it. You're
Dax
FTR Bald. How can you prove you're not? And he's like, shit.
Dax Harwood's like 15 feet on the other side of the board. I'm like, I'll see you later, Dax.
He's just like, yeah, one for Claudio Castagnoli.
Oh man. So Tony Khan apparently personally went up to the owner of CMLL, and I imagine they say it. Like, everyone's reported like he personally went up to the owner of CMLL. I was like,
You
what?
see, he jumped into his lap.
He is also the owner. Like, at what level would they be talking? Like, what
Owner
he's
gets to-
Mr. Owen.
Could you mind? And apparently, 14 years ago, Beast Muertos bounced on CMLL and showed up in a AAA show just 3 days later, and they were like,
Lucha
"Oh,
wrestlers bounce randomly? No.
and they were like, well, eat a dick. You can't work for us anymore. So Tony Khan went up and he asked, was it okay if Beast Muertos could wrestle? And they said, absolutely. We make a lot of money together right now. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Not to brag, he did pass the bar, so if you don't give him what he wants, it's you.
Yes. Also, he is probably nailing one of the top 10 women in this company. I think you should let him pass.
Jesus. That's good for it's the summer of Beast Muertos. He's back in Arena. He's back in Arena, Mexico.
Strap
He's
the
got
rocket
a-
ship to him.
He's got a beautiful, beautiful woman on his arm. He's got fucking fans behind him. And they were behind him before Mercedes. People are going to talk so much stupid shit now. And it's going to be because the joke is that Mercedes has pool, so she should use some for Beast Muertos because he's really fucking cool. But if he gets a push now, they are going to say it's because of Mercedes. People have been behind Beast Muertos for a while. I didn't know he was with Mercedes Moné when I said, damn, he's been losing a lot. They should really put him over. Like, he's really fucking cool. I didn't know he was with Mercedes Moné. That doesn't change anything. I just think that's also really cool. Like,
So what you're saying is he should beat John Moxley.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
if it happens,
Actually,
they pose at the end together.
I'm pushing the Beast Muertos agenda.
It's the WrestleMania 20 finale where Mercedes and Muertos are in the ring. Yo,
no, good for
check
them.
out Muertos' resume, though. He's got pro wrestler, of course, lawyer, but then he's also a former nurse, and he used to be not an assistant, an actual veterinarian.
That's
Really?
incredible. But that's incredible. But hold
Yeah.
on, because on top of all those things, he probably looks like a god. Have you seen like the shape of his chin in particular? Because that's all you can see.
I haven't paid
Glowing
attention to it.
The muscle mass.
He actually has like he has like he's very active with selfies on
Okay.
Twitter. But he posts a sticker over his face.
I
So,
was gonna say as best he can be. I was gonna say.
yeah. And I was like, and then he got Mercedes Moné, so that's like confirmation, like, oh shit, okay. So there is a god under there. I thought so. That happens a lot with luchadors. You'd be like, they remove their mask and they look like Andrade. Like, what the fuck? You were La Sombra the whole time? You remember when Dr. Wagner took his mask off and he was a stupid, sexy old man? What the
You
fuck
like
was
the
that?
Dos Equis guy?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yo soy muy bonito. Or whatever. Or fuck hermosa. I can't tell you my Spanish.
And they were
sucks.
like, that's why he came out to Bon Jovi.
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
Bovine
Luchadors are based is basically what I've learned over the last few weeks. And then,
but
let's
especially
be
Muertos.
and let's be honest here, man. I really the Worlds Collide show made me think the same thing about AAA for a second. And AAA I had tried in the past multiple times, and I always came out the same way. And for some reason, Worlds Collide made me think You know what? That was really good. I'll watch Triple Mania and I'll
Maybe this
see.
place got better.
Maybe things have changed, man. That was it. And it was like, fuck, you got me again. You got me again. So I'm gonna do the same thing with Arena Mexico, and I have a feeling I'm gonna enjoy it a lot. And they're gonna be like, "You're a fucking show." That's so fucked up. I just know it. I just know it.
How dare you?
I can feel it in my bones. That shit is gonna
You're not
be lit.
allowed to like
The CMLL production is also far superior than the AAA one.
I can tell. I can tell. But I think it's interesting how the partnerships ended up working out though, because AEW tried out things with AAA and it just didn't mesh. But they kind of found a whole lot more of a flow with CMLL.
Mhm.
And I think AAA probably works better with WWE anyway, don't you think? I mean, the way that they do things, like look at Mr. Iguana, look at how that translated into WWE television immediately. Pop it, we fucking love that shit.
Sell
Yeah.
more.
Like a puzzle.
And you know, like a psycho clown.
That shit is cool. Like, especially for WWE television, like he's a fucking scary clown. We used to have one of those. We used to have one
We
of
still
those.
own the character of it,
Right?
but we can use it.
El Doinko.
Wow.
El Mesmerno.
Are you proud of that one?
That was, oh shit. Oh fuck. All right, we'll move on. Dynamite.
Doinko. That feels offensive,
Oh my god.
but I can't dispute it enough.
Oh man, before you completely move on, I want to say that
Oh my gosh,
I know
there's a YouTuber named that.
El Doinko.
no.
Fuck.
I John, I know you've seen it, but Octagon is throwing a fit.
Still,
More shit.
Yeah.
he was very angry that Octagon Jr. Was on television, WWE television after
Yes,
that.
he was.
And he has been angry for a long time though, because he left the company. He says he took the gimmick with him. It's his. He made it up and he owned it before the company even existed. So how could AAA own Octagon? And they say, fuck you legally, we own it. And so they made an Octagon Jr. And he's like, but I have an actual Hijo de Octagon. He is my actual Hijo de actual Octagon. How could you do that? That's what that is. And that's funny because how can I dispute that? I don't know enough about Lucha Libre to even say anything. That sounds pretty cut and dry to me, honestly. I'm probably rooting for him, if anything.
It's one of those things where it's like, because this happened with Laparca too, where it's like the guys claim the gimmick is theirs, but like it's the burden of proof has been on them, and it's actually harder for them to procure than you might think.
I guess that makes sense. But
That reminds
that-
me of a funny story, but go on.
I was gonna say, but they went ahead and they put him on WWE television anyway, and I actually thought he looked really cool. He had like sparkly gear, it looked like the fucking universe. He
Yeah,
looked like Captain Universe. Like I don't know if you know who Captain Universe is, but he looked really fucking cool. And but I didn't know that any of that stuff was going on. I was like, damn, that's a whole world of lore and stuff that I could probably get into if I gave it a chance. I
Hey,
probably will.
You want some lore here. All right, so first and foremost, I don't know when I'll have the chance to talk about this again. I think
Go for
about
it.
when WCW received the wrong luchador for World War III 96, an entire pay-per-view. They wanted Felino. You could see that on the like Trons that they're all walking past. Instead, what they got was Villano 4, which actually kind of worked out because I enjoyed Los Villanos. But the biggest thing there, they make Villano 4 the next night unmask and wrestle
no.
under is his name what was the name, like Tony Pena, and just to mess with them. And they wanted Regal to squash him, but Regal does the Regal thing, is like, I don't really feel comfortable doing that, so instead what I'm going to do is actually wrestle a competitive match. And it wasn't bad, but you know, that's what continues with the bad blood, because of course it would. And especially when they found out, oh, so AAA in the Royal Rumble, huh?
Sorry, we were going to tell you, but then we didn't. That's incredible. I love that. Actually, I love that happened.
There's so much there. Shout out also to Tom Green for that second part of the story. The first one with World War III is just something I noticed, but we'll never get the opportunity to talk about it. But hey, you know what? We will be talking about World War III 1995 later this month. So check that
Convenient segue.
Look at that plug. Where did the Kurt Angle music start? Was that you? somebody cued their theme music.
out. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome our guest
Holy shit!
for the 200th episode.
If only.
We followed the Hangman promo with the 10-man. Was this the 10-man tag match?
I think it was 12.
12
14
man.
14 man.
14 men. Jesus Christ. Who was in this fucking match?
Oh, I'll tell you.
Tell me.
Adam Coleslaw, Atlantis Jr., Bandito, Brody King, Daniel Garcia, and Templario versus Dax, totally not Claudio, Hechicero, Josh Alexander, Konosuke Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, Lance Archer, and Volador Jr.
Okay, so the extra people were the Atlantic.
We had like the other matches that they were planning that they had to shuffle around.
They just kind of shuffled them in, but it ended up working out really well. One of the things I didn't understand, because I didn't understand Lucha, right? So I saw the Worlds Collide card, and I was like, well, there's a lot more like Lucha versus WWE matches on there, and this one has a lot of fucking tag matches. I was like, fuck.
Mhm.
And somebody put me on. They were like, no, that's what you want. Like that's a Lucha experience. And I was like, we'll see. And then the show starts, and there's like fucking 10 guys, and they're all standing on the outside of the ring. And I was like, okay, well that's different. And of course, but they wouldn't fit on the fucking apron anyway.
Right.
But that's a whole different theory. It ended up working out really well with the rolling in and the rolling out and everything like that. It was really fun. There was a lot of funny complaints again from people who don't understand, particularly former WWF referee Jim Cordeas, who was like, why are you having this 12-man tag match and nobody's tagging in? I hate this fucking company. Of course, they were like, do you watch Lucha? And he was like,
Why am I
absolutely
so
not.
white?
Absolutely not. That's what I like about these whole experience here is that I've been kind of feeling like I've been learning new things. This was fun. This felt like a new experience. This 14-man tag match could have been an absolute fucking mess. 14-man tag sounds ridiculous. It was pretty damn good. Baby faces won in the end, and like we mentioned earlier, Atlantis had the most fucking heat of the night, almost next to MJF, who was dressed like evil. So, that he cheated. Atlantis came in with homegrown heat. It was just unwanted, and it looked funny because they didn't book him like they were ready for that. But I assume that's just the way it's been for a while.
Or like they booked him like they've been ignoring it for months.
Yeah, and we're gonna keep
like
ignoring
Roman
it.
Reigns.
So we're gonna go up there. You're gonna save your dad. That'll get him. It didn't get them. Post match, Dax Harwood tries to beat up Atlantis Jr.
Get him, Claudio.
And I mean, he tries to beat up old Atlantis Senior, who got the win. Actually, he got the win for the baby faces, so that should have been really cool. But they were booing the shit out of him. They hated it. I was like, damn, I thought the old man was gonna be. Like, I thought they were gonna like this. Anyway, beat his ass. The son comes to save him. Even harder boos. And then of course the rest of the baby faces come and they jump Dax, and Dax gets out. And you know that is what it was. What did y'all think?
Interesting match. I came in a little after it started. Templarios in this one?
Yes.
Yes.
I remember Templario eating shit on a fucking moonsault.
He almost died. I was like, God damn. Every time Bandito does it, I'm scared because he's kind of top heavy. And the way he lands that moonsault with an extra person on him is like, it's always iffy. I'd be like, damn, that shit is scary. Templario landed right on his head. Donk.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. I hope he's okay.
I also remember thinking, like, as much as I hate on Bandito for his finishing moves, that gun taunt is kind of cute.
I love Bandito. I hate his finisher. But Bandito, did you notice how loud? Did you notice how loud they were for Bandito? They were fucking.
I did
Oh,
not.
you missed it.
But
You
I
missed
believed it.
Yeah, because you said you came later.
I came. Yeah, I came during the match.
Ooh.
But yeah, they were really
Shut up.
excited. I'm gonna show the Templario bump right here because that was unfortunate.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, he's over here. He is on the left, and there you go. Don't.
Oh.
And Bandito hit his, but again, Bandito's is always kind of scary. But yeah, Templario.
Is that Alexander?
Josh Alexander, and
that's a heavy boy to be doing that too.
it is. And Takeshita was on the other side.
Another big heavy
okay.
boy.
Another heavy
Big
boy.
heavy boy.
Yeah.
I do
Takeshita-
really like the part too where you had like the two like big strong luchadors with Bandito and Hechicero going at it, and Hechicero just doing what he does best, that alchemist. He was just creating things again. Like every time I see him on my screen, I have not seen something that he pulls out. It's wild. I like Hechicero a lot, and I can't wait to see more of him in the future.
I was gonna pull up the clip of Hechicero and Brody King. That was really cool.
Brody King's flying like a cruiserweight.
Brody
and he
King.
does
Brody
it very
King is the
swiftly.
man. Brody King is the fucking man. Brody King is. I don't know if I could play it. Did the other one have sound? Anybody? I didn't hear it.
No, I didn't hear anything.
I'll leave it muted. But yeah, they were killing it too. These big men. Fucking Brody King came out with the Abolish Ice shirt, and that was awesome. I was like, look at this motherfucker. He's cool as fuck. Oops, I got messages.
It's Junior. Get him on here.
Bow. But yeah, really cool stuff from everybody tonight in that match.
I love that Brody
said-
King is like the most other side looking guy you know, and he's like Abolish Ice.
He does. But I mean, sometimes you see a lot of tattoos in like the Japanese. They immediately assume Yakuza. So
There's that as
you
well,
never,
yeah.
you never fucking know. He has his mind on the right side. Anyway, I think
he's not welcome to the Japanese bathhouses though.
he's probably
not.
not welcome to the Japanese bathhouses. But if he goes to one of those Yakuza parades, he could probably make a lot of friends, and they won't be like really angry at him.
It's funny
I've
too because
seen-
remember too, he goes and buys action figures with Danhausen.
That he seems like a cool guy.
He's the most teddy bear, super heavyweight with the most imposing look.
Yeah.
He's able to wear that shirt on TV. And
His story of
friend is
him
not.
and his wife trying to take Julia Hart out to buy like rockish goth stuff is really cute. Because then Julia Hart just kind of takes over the shopping spree, and they're just like, "Oh,
They're
you
like,
know
oh
what
shit,
9-inch nails are?"
has a dark side. I will raise this one.
That's what it seems like. Like he's standing over her like Thor to Brie. I like this one.
I will defend her in the pit.
I want to play this next one with sound because I
Oh man, Brody
we-
King in the pit sounds terrible. Terrifying.
Brody King in the
does.
pit. I'm
It
not
sounds
getting a
awful.
fucking pit. You getting you see somebody the size of Brody King in the pit and you're drunk and if you say yes. The people who remain in the pit after they saw him are intoxicated. There's no other explanation.
You know who's not intoxicated? Brody King, straight edge.
Brody King, baby, he's gonna knock your ass out too. Fucking
Nice.
I don't want nothing to do with that shit. It's just a pit, bro. Nah, fuck that. Fuck that. Nah, fuck. Anyway,
I bet he wears the baklava in it too.
maybe.
The most intimidating pit,
scary.
like on the left side, you got like Eric Rowan, on the right side, like Brody King.
Whoa.
Stage dive. There's a video of him like stage diving, right?
Ooh.
We lost Greg.
Lost Greg
completely.
on that one.
It's
He
fucking-
didn't like the thought of that.
Boom, boom. He's like, I don't like Brody King in the pit. Oh, he's back. What happened?
I was just trying to restart this thing because my camera's frozen and I hate looking at it that way.
Got you. Anyway, we followed that up with MJF versus Mystico, and this was like a fucking all-time AEW Dynamite moment here, man.
No.
MJF is the opposite of Brody King.
MJF comes out in a red MAGA hat. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, his ideas. He brought back. He brought
did the
back
Republican gimmick
America.
already.
He already was an actual Republican AEW political candidate for some reason once, and it was pretty funny.
He was. It was actually a pretty good promo.
It was. There were really good promos. The pandemic, fucking interesting time. Put that on a Blu-ray, man.
MJF for a better AEW.
That was so good. That John Moxley is a fucking, it was real good. John Moxley was the perfect person to do it against. Like
that was really good stuff.
Yeah. But he brought back the America gimmick. I think he should probably do that anytime they're in another country. It's the cheapest heat, and he already has it. Like, just put it on.
It's not like he is averse to cheap heat.
No, he's MJF. He's a fucking dick. Thumb to the eye, dick to foot to the dick. He doesn't care. It's great. I love him.
Dick.
Anyway, I think that this moment right here where Mystico was like an all-time fucking AEW Dynamite moment. Like this was like, put that one in the books. You fucking hit that one on the head. I'm gonna play the clip just because I thought it was really cool, and because AEW is kind of cool like that. They seem to be okay with people using clips as long as they're positive. And people like, oh, well, as long as it's positive, right? Why would you ever be okay with someone using your intellectual property? I love it when they criticize me. You know what? Take it right on the chin. No, that could be incredibly damaging. No, I would not like that. Actually, take that down.
Please, Mr. Influencer, take it off.
But no, Mystico, he makes his entrance for this MJF match with I think I'm sorry, Nick, mine was longer.
I got scared and had to shorten mine.
AEW's mad cool, but also I don't get paid for videos, so you had a better reason. Facebook will not pay me for videos. They refuse. I was like, you know what? Fair.
Because I posted that longer one, and then I'm like, I'm a little terrified. So then I got nervous and changed it.
It's understandable. Like I said, they hit me every single video I post. They're like, poop, poop, we're not paying you. I'm like, I get it. I don't own it.
That's why you never see WWE videos from me.
But honestly, it's fine because the videos boost the fucking engagement for the stuff they do pay for. I'm like, fine, it's okay. We've got a good symbiotic relationship. but I want to play this clip because I thought this was fucking awesome. And then maybe I'll give it some context as best I can.
I don't hear anything. So off rip, that's just a cool moment. Like, fuck, that's just really cool. The music, the crowd. I mean, people are fully, like, genuinely emotional out there. And, but when you have, like, the context, it's even cooler. At first, I thought he was straight up wearing a fucking old school Sin Cara mask, which I thought that's got to be illegal. But it's a combination mask that all members of his Sky team use: Neon, Mascara Dorada, and Mystico. So that's what the design was. But the blue and yellow color scheme did straight up. It's supposed to evoke Sin Cara memories because he was on American television as Sin Cara. So he rips that fucking mask off, and it's MJF called him out as such too.
And then last week, MJF straight up called him Sin Cara. He was like, to me, you always be Sin Cara. So he comes out with the blue and yellow mask, like, and he rips that shit
Sloppy
off.
Sin Cara.
Sloppy Sin Cara, which is what his reputation was. He was genuinely one of the best luchadors in the world when WWE signed him. He was known as like the John Cena of Mexico when they fucking signed him as Sin Cara.
All evidence to the point.
And of course, it went as it went. And for who, and you know, like you can't just blame WWE. You can't blame Sin Cara. Things just didn't work out. And so he's worked years to get back to a point where he's popular again and he's important again. And he's got this reverence again. And so he's on American television now. MJF called him out on this thing. We presented that in story. And so now he can walk out, evoke this Sin Cara memory, rip that shit off. He's fucking Mystico. He's representing Mexico today against America. Right? To playing his fucking Me Muero, which I don't even think he was using that right now. I don't even think he's using that theme weekly right now. I think he's using Amenio or whatever. I can't pronounce it.
Is he still using Amino?
Yeah. So
By
it might be. And if not, it's just something that you wouldn't have expected on American television because it costs money. But of course, it's Tony Khan, and he tends to pay for especially music. I'm glad. I always said I love that they do music. Music evokes memories. That's just the way it works. That generic shit is never gonna evoke memories. It's never gonna stick and make you fucking legendary championship.
Jim Johnson and the generic shit's good.
I'm saying there's legendary championship wins that I just remember theme songs because it's always gonna bring me back to the moment. Like, you know, this was one of those moments. I was like, that was incredible. And so you got that on television. Tony was able to hit that. They hit that on the head. Keep that. Put that on the fucking highlight reel. Y'all did that shit. You went to Arena Mexico and did the biggest thing you could have done in Arena Mexico. That was huge. So moment of the night for me. I was like, that was awesome. And the match was really good. MJF and Mystico went out there. People were really mad at the finish, which saw MJF just decide. He realized like he couldn't win. He even tried to cheat. He pulled his ace card. They tried to cheat. It didn't count, so he just kicked Mystico in the dick. Never mind. I don't care about this match anymore. Very MJF thing to do. And people were like, fuck.
I ain't gonna win, but this asshole ain't gonna beat me.
Yeah.
Mystico looking down, waiting for the kick to happen.
People were like so mad. And he unmasked him, you motherfuckers. I was like, that's heat. Like that's heat. That's what they wanted. Honestly.
I think that made it better for me in a sense that like it would have been so easy for MJF to do the dick kick and then just leave. But ripping off the mask suggests a return.
Yeah. That's when I thought, are you gonna do like an all-in match? Like, because that would be really cool. And if you had the balls, hair versus mask, but you can't do hair versus mask because MJF just got the.
He's a movie star.
He just got
the turkey thing.
He just got the hair done. He's not shaving that shit. and of course, Mystico's not losing his mask.
Of course.
So you can't. But that would have been the cool thing to do, like hair versus
in
mask.
Texas too.
In Texas, that would have been huge. But I can't. I imagine if they do book it, I still don't think MJF is gonna shave. Like they'll do some bullshit, you know. But that would be really cool. But like you said, it suggests there'll be another match, and I'm excited for that. So I can't wait to see that. But basically, the post match was that he kicked him in the dick. They hurt Syndicate, jumped Mystico, and then I had the list of people that came out to save him right here. Did I? Yeah, I do.
It was the most like classic
WWF
WWF thing in the sense that like all the baby faces come out to save the hero.
Bandito Templario. That means that he can walk. Teton.
He's alive.
Yes, that was very good.
Teton, they come out, they distract MJF, and then Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight jump him and the Hurt Syndicate from behind. MJF stole Mystico's mask. He was wearing that shit, flipping people off. So much heat, in fact, that they tried to kill him after the show.
Classic old school style heat, baby.
I'm laughing, but they actually did try to attack him. And I didn't mean to laugh at that. But it's so much heat. He fucking ripped Mystico's mask off in Arena Mexico, put that shit on his fucking head, and flipped everybody off while he was wearing the American flag.
Mm-hmm.
He did that shit. And so they tried to get him after the show. Thankfully, they didn't. MJF laughed it off, and he's proud of the heat.
I can imagine.
That comes from Fightful. So
one thing too, this was me just kind of like noticing it just from looking at Mystico, but entrance wise and everything, you got the mask that invokes Sin Cara. You of course got a lot of the white with gold trim on there and everything. I'm seeing too a lot of elements that kind of like are encapsulating his entire career.
You're right. I think because I was worried. Somebody else pointed out like, well, it wasn't the Sin Cara mask straight up, but I was like, man, all the story points point to that supposed to evoke Sin Cara memories. I feel like that's what that was.
Yeah, and it be both.
It added to the moment. Yes. I thought it was a big deal, and people will be like, but it's been 11 years. I'm like, but it's the idea, damn it. Not only is he, because it's not just him on American television. It's like in my fucking territory, in Arena, Mexico, singing my music where the people are treating me like God. This is who you were supposed to see. And now I finally brought that to television in America, like on cable. You saw that.
Who
so
was
that
it?
exists.
Part of his history.
Am I misremembering this? So like, who was it not that long ago that actually did refer to Kenta as fucking Hideo Itami for Heat?
I think it was like somebody in Japan. It wasn't like
it was in Japan.
It wasn't like Gabe Kidd or something or somebody.
It might have been Gabe. Yeah, it sounded like something Gabe would do.
Yeah, maybe even Tsuji. Did he fight Tsuji?
I don't think so.
Oh, I gotta look that up. But you would ask.
People do like to invoke these WWE things to fuck with people.
It was cool. It was really cool. But yeah, beyond that, we after that we had a 4-way 4 million pesos match. So 4 million pesos translates to $209,976.95.
That's still more than they got from that Trios Battle Royal.
Yeah, that's more than the $100,000 match, right? And it sounds like a lot, and it is a lot. So Hologram versus Lio Rush versus Mascara Dorada versus Ricochet, and it was exactly what you thought it was. They were all over. They were fucking. It was awesome. But there was one moment in particular that just reminded me, God damn, Lio Rush is good. And it was like, everybody can flip and do the cool things in this match because it's 4 fucking top tier high flying wrestlers, 2 top tier luchadors, 2 top tier high flyers. But there was a moment where they, I want to say it was Lio Rush and Mascara Dorada, and they were gonna do a spot in the corner and they fucked it up. And Lio rolls. It goes to the other corner, and they look like they're gonna set up a whole thing, and they actually just work all the way back around to the spot that they fucked up. And I was like, "Damn, you fucking great motherfuckers! I love you!" Like that was awesome because you know how many people like just would have just done it again on live television. We see it all the time. They just do it again.
Wrestlers.
Fuck it. And Lio Rush and Mascara, but it was Leo. Like Leo, it was like both of them. Obviously, Mascara Dorada got it, but when they fucked it up, he immediately like rolled. He did a fucking tiger roll to the other corner, and Mascara Dorada followed him over there. And then they worked the new thing, and then they went back to the spot that they fucked up. And I was like, that was fucking awesome. That's good shit. Good stuff.
That's good shit.
That's
good shit. Lio Rush is fucking great. So yeah, Hologram wins.
Like a veteran maneuver too.
Complete vet move. Like I was like, damn. And Mascara Dorada is no fucking slouch, so it wasn't like anybody in the ring was a mess up. None of these guys, just because Hologram's a new character, he's Aremas, right? He's been wrestling for however long.
I don't know him very well, but I understand Dorada to be pretty good.
But Hologram
wrestling
wins
since 2010.
Jesus Christ! You see, that's a 15-year career.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's not Metalik.
It is.
No, Metalik's a bigger dude, and he just kind of goes by Metalik now. This is like Mascara Dorada 2.0.
Yeah, this is
no
2.0.
fucking way. I thought that was him.
No, it's not Metalik.
So it's Metalik that didn't want to do the jobs? Remember they brought one of them in, and he didn't want to do jobs?
Shit.
Metalik was on Ring of Honor for a while.
That might have been him then.
They relegated him there. They were like, we'll get the actual 2.0.
We'll get the cool one.
2.0 has only been wrestling since 2021, so post-pandemic.
Oh shit! So maybe it was his fault. Anyway,
Jesus.
The mask and everything, it's adding up.
Sold him out immediately.
Oh, now it's adding up with MJF's character unmasking him first.
yeah, that makes sense. No, but good stuff. And it just made me realize I forgot. Hologram is undefeated. He's entirely undefeated in AEW. 25 and
okay.
0.
I love Sting.
He's really good.
Can you imagine if Hologram came out to this?
With the Sting paint on his mask. Why is he doing this?
He's
got the bat. He's got the bat.
Doesn't even make any sense.
None of this makes any sense at all.
Not Darby. He comes up with Darby now.
He's gotten too many wins.
No.
How did he get Darby?
Yo, what is this tag team? Hologram and Rhino.
Ring
of Honor is wild.
Ring of Honor is a crazy place because we're going to talk about what happens on this week's Ring of Honor in a little while.
We are?
What the fuck is this place? Yeah, we are. I sent you the fucking tweet. Hologram is really good. He's really cool. First of all, he's got a cool mask. You can sell the shit out of it. I'm not saying he should be world champion, but I think this is cool. I like whatever we're doing here. I like it. I don't know where it's going, but I like it. But yeah, man. Follow that up with a Mercedes Moné going after the CMLL Women's Championship against Xerxes. I'm learning these people now. I'm not acting like I knew all along. There's people who would do that. But anyway, Mercedes inevitably wins the CMLL Women's Championship.
Oh,
what a cool fucking reversal move, first of all.
I feel like I've seen this reversal a lot lately.
I thought I've seen something like that too. But I also didn't expect it from them because I was like, what are they doing? And I didn't think it'd be the finish.
Right.
Like, what the fuck is that? Very cool though. This is what the moment on
What
that.
is this? Wait, Xerxes changes her grip. And now, oh, Mercedes counting! 1, 2, 3!
The winner of this match.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love that shit. I'm so okay. I have no problem with this bush. You motherfuckers are
Also
crazy.
undefeated.
Definitely undefeated. Well, almost entirely undefeated, except for that Willow loss, which came at the cost of an ankle.
Oh, yeah. Was she technically signed with the company at that point, though?
No, but I mean, like, since she left WWE, like, she could.
Yeah. I mean, since she signed with AEW.
Oh yeah, definitely undefeated in AEW. If you ask me, it has to come to an end.
Tag matches she's lost.
She did lose a tag match. It was Harley Cameron, right? She got pinned.
Yeah,
that's right. I love that. That Harley Beast Mortos thing was actually really funny too. I wonder
it's
if
not the only time Harley's been pinned too in a tag match with them.
She lost twice.
Yeah.
Shit. Mercedes has to cut that out.
Julia Hart and Statlander defeated Harley and Mercedes, and then so did Athena and Julia Hart. So Julia Hart's got 2 wins over Mercedes technically.
Listen, people. How do you guys feel? I'll say first of all, how do you feel about this? Is it too much? Are we doing too much with Mercedes? Is she winning too much?
Like she's just winning matches. Like I don't really care about the fact that she's got a bunch of other companies' belts. Like I'm not really seeing that on TV anyway, so I'm not bothered by it. I just kind of laugh at the whole like double British belt because they never even explained that they were like fucking unified. It's like nobody knows what the other one is.
He's just rocking titles, baby.
It's like Queen of Southside. What does that mean? Nobody knows.
So Nick, what do you think?
You know,
do you hate it? Do you hate her?
I'm not. I like her a lot. And
did I black out?
Yeah, you did. I was not going to call attention to it especially because I'm getting blurry. So Greg's the only one that's in focus right now. Oh, there goes John.
I'm
But,
here.
you know, for me in particular, I like the memes that come with Mercedes Hogan, but overall, I don't really see her as such. I think you know because again, like I mentioned previously, she's lost on Collision of all places, which is great because since a lot of people don't technically watch Collision a lot, nobody sees it, right? But you know, overall, like I don't know. I think if anyone that's got the career in the background and like the WWE pedigree, so to speak, going with her, it just makes sense that you know she's the one getting all of these accolades and whatnot. I just would hate for it to be a situation where oh now we got to give her every single title plus we'll instill the women's tag titles, but we'll just give her both of them.
Right.
I understand that. I missed all of it, but I agree. I think. No, I'm sure it was very poignant. I
But
know
no,
that.
thank you. But she'd also, you know, she works so well with different wrestlers like Harley, and all the matches I've seen of hers, especially the big title matches. Like I feel like it's not one of those things because when you watch a Hogan match, you know Hogan's going over in that one. But you watch a Mercedes match, both ladies involved get something out of it. It's not just all the Mercedes show.
Mercedes is a fucking awesome wrestler, so that's not going to be an issue. But my thing is this idea that she shouldn't be winning only ever seems to come from people that already don't like her. It's like the idea is like you don't want to see her have these belts because you don't like her.
It's the easiest source.
Someone told you to not like her.
So then you know that doesn't matter. Like that. So that's not a critique that's worth listening to. Like so what? You're like okay, you don't like her. So what? Like objectively, is this a problem? Is this breaking something in the system? Is this making something wrong? Is this hurting other people? The questions you should be asking, and I don't. So far, see it hurting other people.
It's hurting the people I like, John.
Yeah, but I remember when I was 12 and John Cena did that to my favorite wrestlers. I was also mad. I hate him. He keeps pinning everybody. He pinned Carlito. What did I know? I thought Carlito
twice.
I thought Carlito and Chris Masters were future world champions. Anyway, I think, like I said, objectively, if you ask yourself, is there something wrong with Mercedes holding all these belts? No. As a matter of fact, when you look at the belts that she's holding, she's doing all of them a favor. What are you talking about? This belt that she won in Indy and Austria that she wore on television because it looks cool with the other ones, and not like what were they doing with that title that's more important than having it in Arena Mexico on one of the biggest wrestlers in the world? That's insane. That's crazy that you would try to present that as an objective issue. You could say you don't like Mercedes. That's not a problem. Everybody has a preference. That's no issue. But when you try to present it as if there's something wrong, of course she won. And what? She was supposed to lose after all this time randomly in Arena Mexico? Are you fucking are you daft? Are you dumb? Yes, you are, because you're having this fucking conversation. It's crazy to me.
They forget about Azumi, don't they?
Azumi,
not AZM. No, but so yeah, the idea eventually Mercedes has to lose. And if we ever hit a point where she just goes back to WWE without ever losing, then you can go back and say, God, that really didn't work out. But I don't see that. She
drops all the belts.
Yeah, like, all right, that's it. I'm relinquishing every title I have and I'm leaving. I'm going back to be Sasha Banks. And then you can say, damn, that was fucked up. And then she would probably be like public enemy number one of the entire world of professional wrestling. And I don't think that the little girl that loves pro wrestling would want that in her. So I imagine there is going to be a come around where there will be a loss and then another and then another and then another and then another because she has 6 fucking championships that she has to lose. And
that's quite the farewell tour.
I think the real question you should be asking is, should she win at All In? Should she complete the collection? Or should Toni Storm beat Mercedes Moné and retain her AEW championship.
Tony Storm should
And-
take all the titles. 7
and-
spots.
but I'll ask you guys because I have a strong opinion on it.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Nick?
I mean, I don't know if she needs to have this, because I think this does hit into one of the issues we were kind of talking about previously, where you kind of run out of stuff to do because you need someone that's able to take on the big, I don't want to say like monster, but you want, for lack of a better term, someone that can take on this undefeated warrior. And Tony Storm is the one that's got the strongest character, the strongest background, the strongest booking that could match that. After that, it's really just a matter of, we can either take someone that's freelancing, or that like a partner has. But the issue with those is there's not a whole lot of awareness that comes with that. Whereas, we could promote and build up one of our own stars, but like apart from maybe like a Willow Nightingale, you don't really have many other people who a lot of the crowd can get behind and root for. Probably could throw Athena into there maybe, but we've already kind of gone past that. I don't know, that ship sailed, but I think it's a difficult thing. I don't necessarily hate the idea of 7 belts Monet, but I feel like it's to the best bet for all things considered for Tony Storm to retain.
Okay. So my answer to the question is no. I think that Mercedes Monet's character and just overall position in the company is just like she's over enough to where really she doesn't need the top belt. She doesn't even need this belt really, because she's like Sasha Banks and she came from the Big Show and she's who she is, right? She is an attraction unto herself already, so she doesn't need the championship. The people aren't sick of Tony Storm yet, so you're in a situation where I don't think it's beneficial to put Tony Storm back in another chase. She's very popular in her position right now as champion, doing her silly, crazy, timeless thing. And as you mentioned, the only other viable baby face you have in that position would probably be Willow Nightingale. But they're so in love with Tony Storm that putting Willow in that position might just cause them to resent her, and now you ruin two things.
Right.
So no, I think Tony Storm wins this. I think you established that Tony Storm is your champion, not Mercedes Moné, and it gives everyone something to do over a longer term.
Right. I mean, Greg, you just made me think of something when you were mentioning that is, number one, you don't want to put all your eggs into one basket, right? And number two, I mean, one of the biggest things is there are a lot of times in wrestling where the chase is much more exciting than the person holding on to that title. Tony Storm is such an exception to that rule because of the fact that the crowd still loves her and they still want to see her as champion and still want to see her defending it, because that, again, is so rare, not just in AEW, but modern pro wrestling.
Yeah, it is difficult to keep a babyface over on top.
Well,
get it, John.
John's about to bulldoze our entire goddamn thing.
No, I agree. I agree from a different direction. I agree from a place of aggression. I agree.
Reverse aggression.
I agree from a place that that comes from. We have been here before. We have literally been here before and already made the wrong decision. And it already
I liked it.
It already backfired. We have literally already been here. I'm gonna bring you to Double or Nothing.
Are you going to refer to
Double or Nothing 2022? Double or Nothing 2022. Our popular, super popular babyface world champion, our main character of the company
since day one,
comes up against the outsider. He's part of AEW, sure. He was not something that they made themselves.
The
he
outside was
was
definitely not how they were treating
straight
him at that
up
point.
CM Punk. But I said it back then too. So it was, I said like, and then of course, you know, the promos, and they had said it and we didn't know why they were saying it, but they said it. And of course, I said this is a bad move if Hangman loses after all this time, because you fucking placed it. You made him the centerpiece of your company. I think he can lose the title to CM Punk. He just has to win first. That was my whole thought. He can lose the title to Punk, but he has to get that win that says AEW first.
I famously agreed, and I was on record as the Adam Page hater.
And they went the other direction because it was money, and it fucking snowballed into like it snowballed into something that could have really harmed the company. And thankfully they had the strongest roster, and they had the strongest people involved, and they were able to really dig their way out of a dark place. And they're here now in this great place today. And we're in another position where a really big star who was made outside, and there's nothing about Mercedes Moné right now that you can say AEW could take credit for, except for fucking giving her titles and booking her in matches. Like, they haven't done anything to add to the legacy of Mercedes Moné except that.
Did you say titles or timeless?
Titles, damn it. Not timeless. Don't give her timeless. That's the point I'm trying to make. We can't give her timeless too. Not yet. She can win. She can win the title, man. She can win the title from Toni Storm. She can put it in her collection, as a matter of fact. She can have 7 belts. She can't win that first match. She can't fucking win that first match. Not after everything you did with Toni Storm. And you can say that's a fucking AEW project, a homegrown project. They came up with the timeless thing together. Tony Khan, Toni Storm, RJ City. That's AEW original. The whole Mariah May thing. Are you going to fucking waste that? Are you kidding me?
And I do agree, there is a time later for Mercedes Moné to hold that belt.
You could literally do it on the next. You could do it at All Out if you fucking want. But you just have to, because she can cheat. Because like she can just be like, oh, I'm really mad about this one, and then the next one she cheats, and then like Toni Storm never like looked inferior to Mercedes Moné. She can't look inferior to Mercedes Moné, and just cheating on the first go is not gonna fucking do it. Because that, as a company, to this audience, this AEW audience that admittedly spends a little more time online than any other fucking wrestling audience, they're going to take that as you don't believe in Toni Storm anymore. You thought Mercedes Moné was the way to go. They're going to take it as that.
Should probably also not hit Toni Storm with her own finish.
They're going to turn on that. They're going to turn on Mercedes Moné, and it's not going to be good in a good way. Like, I'm a heel now. I'm a heel now. No, they're going to shit all over that. And that's going to become
beyond X-Pac.
That's going to become the problem that they think they have now. People think they have this Mercedes Moné problem now, but it's not a problem. There's no issue with the way they're booking Mercedes Moné today. Toni Storm has to beat this. You just don't like her wrestling. They just don't like her, and that's fine. Whatever. You have your reasons. I won't question it, because then we'll start finding really ugly things. But objectively, there's no issue. But if she pins Toni Storm and wins that belt too, then we've reached a point of no return. Now we fucked up. We fucked up. I don't even know if correcting this will make it better.
To be very clear, like, you can say everything you said about the fact that, like, you can say anything you want about the fact that she has her little undefeated streak right now. I'm telling you straight up, none of it matters if she loses to the champion.
It's fine.
No matter how many AEW girls she beat, if she gets beat by your champion, then it's fine.
And again, she can win later on. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nobody saying that she shouldn't be champion. Like, it's just, especially at All In. Like,
I'll argue. I'm sorry. I'll argue that, like, we had you mentioned CM Punk. I'm gonna go further back. I thought we had this same problem years ago at TNA. We should have never had Joe immediately drop the belt to Kurt.
That became a big problem. Then there was like, why did Christopher Daniels just lose to Val Venus?
Like, why did AJ Styles just lose to Rob Van Dam?
Yeah. So that we can celebrate his victory with Hulk Hogan color confetti.
Right.
Rob Van Dam. God damn it, man.
I think AJ. I think to this day, AJ said that's the only thing he wishes he would have stood up for.
God, that was a horrible time. You just made
Shouldn't lost to Rob Van Dam.
I don't think AEW's ever fallen that deep into the ex-WWE thing, but I think
Sure.
the
No, they
Punk time was the closest that they
Oh
came.
my gosh, yeah. I was gonna say like one of the things too when it comes to the whole like Tony Storm Mercedes thing, I think when you look at that title run for Tony Storm, I mean, yeah, you got the the Mina moments, but a lot of people are going to have that perception of the peak being the thing with Mariah May, and with her not being there at all and not even being Mariah May anymore. I think having Tony Storm defeat Mercedes Moné, who has 6 freaking championship titles and counting, that itself can be a huge peak that adds more so to that historic title reign beyond just looking at it solely as, oh, this is from the Mariah May storyline.
Yeah.
100%. But
you're also going to do yourself a disservice around the entire division, obviously, if you have to now like really how do you say, orbit the entire division around Mercedes Moné because she's got both singles belts.
And it's the ultimate warrior in Roman Reigns philosophy. She's defeated everyone else to get over to this point, and now that she's the top champion, oh no, all we have left to put her up against are the same people.
All the people she beat on the way there.
Yeah.
Take it. Like I said, we're good. We're still okay. It is still okay. Let's not cross the threshold. But the post match saw Tony Storm play a noir inspired detective video, and then Mina Shirakawa comes up on the stage, distracts Mercedes, and then Tony Storm comes out dressed like either a red Dick Tracy or just Carmen Sandiego. But I thought Carmen Sandiego. Somebody else said Tits Tracy.
That's pretty good.
That's good.
That's a good one.
And you can't even like call it anything bad because like that is a classic Tony Storm joke.
Yeah, that's perfect actually. But but yeah, she sniffs Mercedes and then tries to hit her with a pile driver. Can I just say, Mercedes just looks really nice. Like I'm not trying to be I'm not trying to objectify anyone.
I couldn't remember the very last thing that happened. So like for a moment I was thinking like, does this feel like a heel moment for Tony Storm attacking?
She's gonna pile driver. She was gonna pile driver on the fucking ramp.
And then pile driver on the ramp. Yeah.
I was like, damn.
She's very aggressive.
She's like screaming in the mic, "I'm gonna fucking kill you!" I was like, "Damn, bitch."
MJF already did this earlier.
I didn't know it was like that.
Right.
Anyway, really fun match. I thought
that was an interesting point. Actually, I thought
Zeuxis.
Yeah,
he was really good here too.
Two things. That was an interesting point, by the way, since you brought it up, Nick. I was sitting here just like, do the Tombstone rules not apply because it's an American TV show?
Oh shit, that's right. You're absolutely right. The pie drivers are illegal in Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh shit. But they don't do them.
Very deadly.
They don't do them? Don't they do them anyway? Like you don't have footage of luchadors doing tombstones?
Like you get disqualified for it, and like supposedly they treat it as a really big deal.
Okay, so then it was a bad guy that did it
earlier.
The
fucking Undertaker sit up.
That's true. And he almost died. They played it off as death. So like it was.
So like it was just kind of an interesting thing when I was watching it. Zeuxis took like a ugly fall on that suicida.
She did a suicide dive and
like she dipped her head, then the head went straight into the floor.
She almost completed the move. She almost Joey styled it.
Oh, stop it!
Suicide dive. But no, I'm glad she got up because I was like, damn.
Yeah, I was worried, legitimately.
Mercedes is going to defend the title this Friday in Arena Mexico for Fantastica Mania.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big card.
Catalina?
Against La Catalina. Yes. I don't know who she is. I don't know if she can wrestle.
I swear pretty. We talked about Catalina before because I mistook her for Catalina from Lucha Underground.
She's I heard we've probably seen her in one of the other mixed shows, but
okay.
There's a lot of them. They kind of tend to mix up in my brain.
I mean, when you don't watch the show very much, yeah, they're easy to mix up.
I've seen her. She was on Ring of Honor a few times. Like
There you
last
go.
year.
Okay.
That's cool. Is she?
Look at Nick watching Ring of Honor.
I know. Thank you, man.
Somebody has to. Somebody.
I gotta get my fix sometimes.
Fix?
Actually,
No,
they've
don't try.
managed to put a match on Ring of Honor that I give a shit about.
I have a moment in Ring of Honor that I'm really excited to see.
I'm curious about Blue Panther versus Lee Moriarty.
That's
I'm
right.
curious about Lee Moriarty just getting booked at all.
Damn, that means I can't. You're gonna have to leave the room when I spoil the post match.
You sent it to me.
I know you didn't watch it.
No, I saw it.
Okay. Well, but
Wayne and Teton. Hello.
I did want to point out before I move on, Mercedes Moné is now the first person in history to hold the WWE Women's World Championship. Both of them at the time. There were two, but she had both. So I guess it counts as a whole. The IWGP Women's World Championship, which is kind of new. It shouldn't count here, but it does sound cool. And the CMLL Women's World Championship. Which,
so she triple crowned the women's belts.
yeah, she did. And if she gets the AEW World Championship, then that'd actually be something that will probably never be seen again. I mean, at this point, this might not ever be seen again. But
she is also, I think, I don't know if she's the only or a rare few. I'm gonna say only, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. She's now, I guess, the she's now, I guess, the only female to compete in Madison Square Garden, the Tokyo Dome, and Arena Mexico.
And Wembley.
Oh yes, and Wembley. That was the other one. I knew there was four.
That's a big deal. Did she compete at Wembley? She was at Wembley. Did she? I might have just made that up. She was injured. No, she defended the TBS title at Wembley last year.
I'll double check it, but I think she did do Wembley. I believe Wembley did come up.
Yeah,
I just remember
Wembley, Britt Baker.
There you go. Oh, that's why.
Oh, that's why nobody remembers it.
Oh, not Britt's fault. It's both of their fault. Things happen. Shit happens.
No, what happened later was Britt's fault.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Yeah, and you've never seen again.
Nobody cares about you getting booked.
Never seen again. There was a rumor that she was headed to WWE, but Fightful said no. But I was like, there's no. Okay, I don't think she's headed there today. But if the company has no intention of using her anymore, then I imagine that's where she'll go. There's not like there's many other places for her. But yeah, no. We'll see what happens with Britt Baker. It's still a long way away, I think. They could still put her back on TV. I wonder if they want to.
I would not be surprised if she finds a way in WWE. And why not? Give it a shot, right? What are you else going to do in AEW?
Regain some trust in AEW, but it's over for that. I don't know. That was really fucked up.
I think they've moved on from her. I think the entire, if I may be so bold, I think the entire skill level of the division has moved on from her.
Craig, that's not nice.
You're not
But
wrong,
is it true? But is it true?
They've got room for everyone. It's a variety.
Everyone but you.
Style. You just won't be at the peak anymore.
She should be TBS champion. She should be shit like that. And then the time does come back around to be on top. But it's probably gonna not happen because time has passed enough and her contract will come up soon and she'll just move on to WWE.
She could be champion of Unsolved Mysteries.
We'll see. She's been wrestling long enough to not have to go to NXT. And then when she goes to WWE, people are gonna blow up like if it's a big deal. And it's like, you should have been there. You should have been there.
She could be champion of the NWA of the NBA halftime show.
Nick at Night.
I almost said NWA, which might have been worse.
Hey, Nick at Night.
But yeah, no, we fake fucking main event here. Ospreay, the baby faces.
NWA's on Roku now, so yay for them.
That's right. They are on Roku. Will Ospreay here. I was gonna play a clip of Will Ospreay just doing a
Served up on a platter. With the EDP trigger, no Ospreay. He fooled him. Bounced to his feet. Cutter! Double ops cutter. Served up on.
It's hard to do it with two people.
It's hard to do it with one person. As someone who's taken that move.
Yeah, main event. John Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, Beast Mortos, and the Young Bucks defeat Swerve, Will Ospreay, and the Ops. Mox rolled up Swerve for the win. Hangman comes out post-match to stop the fucking Death Riders from being Death Riders and doing what they do post every match.
From riding death.
They're riding death! God damn them! They're bad guys. They're doing bad guy things. Hangman comes out. It's because there's a cool moment where everybody's brawling around and Hangman comes out and Moxley's the only one in the center of the ring, and you feel like there's the big match. That's big energy. The crowd is going wild because they didn't get a Hangman match. God damn it! But they love Hangman. This fucking great stuff here. He clears the ring. He fucking goes for the buckshot lariat, but he hits one of the Young Bucks. And they're like, what the fuck? It's ridiculous because you put yourself in that position. Complete heels.
Right.
Complete assholes. And the show ends with Hangman not caring. Does not care if he killed one of the Bucks. You guys, I told y'all to get out of my way. So imagine the Bucks will be really mad at him.
Plus, last week he threatened to burn them down inside a house.
I think I can see where they're
I will
going.
burn your hearts in a fire.
He said I would fucking burn the house down with you two inside. But I think I can kind of see where they're going with this because I was worried that I was like, damn, like things like this usually lead to like the Young Bucks getting involved in the title match or whatever. But Will Ospreay has said he wants Swerve Strickland's help keeping the Young Bucks from getting involved.
This is going to be some
keeping the Death Riders from
bullshit,
being
isn't it?
Right? They already started. They started it.
Baby.
They started it. Ospreay said he wanted Swerve's help to keep the Death Riders from taking the World Championship. And the Young Bucks have been associated with the Death Riders all this time. They're going to get into
Are we going to do
problems
like the
with
WrestleMania
Hangman,
40 finish?
I was thinking about that, Greg.
but they'll be dead. They'll come out half dead already, so they're nerfed because they had a big fucking tag match with Ospreay and Swerve in the middle of the show. They'll be easy to kill.
Yeah.
One move and they die. One move and their health bar is gone.
But John, they have the cheat codes. They
do own the company. No, I guess they don't. Hangman has to win.
I did want to point out. I just thought this was odd from a presentation standpoint. Even though I did just establish that they still have a stake in the company. How weird it was to see the Young Bucks come out after the world champion.
They would do that to themselves. I thought it was funny that they couldn't make their entrance through the audience. So they didn't want to get stabbed. But also, but Young Bucks were dressed as like what? They were dressed as like the dudes that what are they called? The ones that stand in front of the bull.
Matadors.
There you go.
The rodeo clown.
Matadors, yeah, rodeo clowns. Those Bucks. Anyway, shit. That was the show. It ended really cool, hot shit. Crowd was hot all night long, so it made for a really cool ending.
Whenever we see the Ops, I have to always ask, how many weeks has it been since we've seen Hook?
He showed up at the pay-per-view and he said "fuck off" and never came back.
And that was that.
I could have gone and see if everybody's seeing Metal one more time.
I did want to see that. We'll play the clip for Greg. No, we'll play it to close the show. But
nice.
Shit,
That's how they should have closed the show. I'm kidding.
Dynamite was fun. They might, maybe. I guess if, but they got their own shit. It's Dynamite. It was Dynamite at the end of the day.
Yes, it was
definitely
supposed.
It did the things it needed to Dynamite do.
I argued that very point as I mentioned a match we skipped over, which was Okada versus Mark Briscoe.
Fuck! How did I skip over that?
And like my friend was like, why didn't they just give like Okada like a big opponent? I was like, because it's a fucking AEW show. It has nothing to do with that. It's like they should have had him against Whoosh in Mexico. It's like, why?
Whoosh? Well, let me explain to you 3 reasons why that was not happening. He's not allowed. They said, we'll take the bull, but that dick, he doesn't come.
Oh, is he?
He's-
Is he still fucking under fire for the AAA stuff?
Still
Bro,
blacklisted.
he's not. He's the persona non grata in like both companies.
I can't
It's
even
just a
tell anymore.
reputation that just
Honestly,
happens.
He's not. He's got a rep, man. He's funny as hell because then he posts afterwards like, "What did you think of the show?" Like, shut up. And somebody commented like, "Well, no one was missing and everything was perfect." Like, that's fucked up. But yeah,
my friend is obsessed with the fact that Okada has been playing like this background character ever since he got there, and I've gotten to the point where I was just like, should have watched him in New Japan if you wanted the good shit.
he is reaping the benefits of the legacy that he already created. You should have been there. But also, he's also playing a character that thinks he's above everybody in AEW. He treats the company like it, and the matches are structured like it. He plays with you and then he wins. But if he's playing with the wrong opponent, they start to get him back, like a Mike Bailey, like a Pac, like anybody who's not a fucking jobber meant to lose that week. That's definitely how the matches go. Until you get an opponent like
And then
Osprey.
inevitably Okada beats him.
Yeah, until you get an opponent like Osprey, which brings out the fucking full Okada performance. Which, to be fair, you should not even in New Japan. You got the Okada performance, and then you got 6 weeks of Okada doing tag stuff in a T-shirt because he was
Listen,
dead.
you will not shit talk Balloons Kata here.
I'm saying a year of rest after we're after a 700-day world championship reign. A year of rest with the balloon gimmick and a fucking submission finish, the money clip that I fucking hate.
You
with all my life.
despised it.
I hate the money clip. It's still, when I see it now, it gives me PTSD, and it's not a match-ending move, and I'm just like, I fucking hate it. But yeah,
Let me hug your head.
there's a great spot though in the match with Mark Briscoe where he goes to bite Okada's finger, but he don't got front teeth. So Okada just like, and then Mark turns his hand and bites it with the fucking side. He's like, ah! It's like this
I forgot about
fucking
that.
great. I don't know why they did that, but I loved it.
Nice.
I was gonna say, like, Okada has been undefeated this whole year, and in fact, I feel like he's really been defending that title a lot more recently than he did last year. And on top of that, you could tell they're definitely trying to milk whatever they can out of still having that Continental Crown present.
For now. That shit is gone.
And it feels like to some degree too. It's like a part of that was like we gotta to some degree we gotta remind everyone who he is because we gotta build this Omega match.
Oh, exactly. I mean, I think too, like, have they addressed what happens then with the Continental Classic?
There's nothing that's gonna happen. I mean, it's a tournament. It can retain the name, and essentially, you imagine you to either
No title.
make it for a world title shot, or make it for a unified championship shot, or put the unified championship up the way they did the Continental.
Just had to give some wish fulfillment for Eddie Kingston.
Like I imagine, so craziest thing, like something that you would just never see. Like I always said, this is like the craziest shit. What is even like? We're going to unify in New Japan, Ring of Honor, and AEW championship and create a Triple Crown championship, and it lasted like 3 seconds. But it was.
I feel like
strictly-
if Eddie Kingston's career ends today, he'd be able to put that picture on his wall where he does the exact same Kawada pose with
He
the 3
made it.
belts.
Yeah.
it's like a fever dream sometimes. AEW. It's
Yeah.
like it really is. It's such a even
like
this
a-
show. This episode of Dynamite in Arena Mexico, like just an episode of Dynamite in Arena Mexico. Sometimes it's like a fucking pro wrestling fever dream. You'll never for all the things that they can do wrong, or fucking Tony Khan is like, obviously nobody's perfect, but for all the things that are wrong, God, when things are right here, they feel so goddamn good. I watched WWE for 30 years, and it was fucking horrible. It was horrible. There was a lot of times where it was horrible, and I stuck around. You fucking kidding me? I'm gonna stop watching Dynamite because Chris Jericho sucked this week. Like, shut the fuck up, bro. Then next week we're fucking singing Me Muero with Mystico in Arena Mexico. Fuck you. This show is awesome. This is awesome.
I feel the same way sometimes about New Japan. Like, the fucking booking has been dog shit recently, but then like you get fucking Gabe Kidd and Yoda Tsuji, and like, goddamn,
the first time.
I'm reminded why. No, yeah, the first one was better.
Not the one from last weekend.
I'm reminded why I love this shit.
That's great. We're gonna talk about New Japan in a second. Not as in depth as I would have wanted to, but
I have to get back into like Noah and All Japan. I just have to find my way back in.
It's easy. You watch WWE because that's who they have now. That's their partner.
Oh, you're a piece of shit.
What's wrong with you? Watch NXT, baby. We got Noah wrestlers on NXT right now.
Out of this.
He pinned Trick Williams. Yeah, that's a guy. He did. He pinned Trick Williams this week. I don't know what that. He's gonna get a TNA title shot, baby.
Oh Jesus!
Oh man, that's true. Remember, it's not developmental unless they're losing in the ratings.
Listen, as a matter of fact, this is cool because there's only a couple things that I have to really talk about. But Liv Morgan is one of them. She did hurt herself on Monday. She did it. It was just a regular front bump. Nothing was wrong with what she did, but she landed.
Sometimes things just happen in that ring.
His shoulder.
Especially one too many.
Shoulder dislocated. She rolled right out. I'm watching it, and she rolled out of the ring, and the commentary is like, deadpan fucking commentary. It fucking sucks. And I'm looking at her, and I'm like, she is fucking injured, and they are just there's just no emotion from these people. I knew she was injured before they said it. I was like, look at her. But yeah, it turns out 3 to 6 months. So no evolution.
Oh, really? That bad?
Yeah. No, it's surgery required. No evolution. No SummerSlam.
Ooh.
They started. There's multiple programs that are just up in the air. They started a thing with the Bella Twins for evolution. Gone. They have the Roxanne thing. Gone. They have the whole Judgement Day split. Gone. It's all got to sit and wait now, or get pivoted for Liv, or wait for Liv to come back. And
I remember thinking, like, because she's such a high level character, like, you gotta imagine there's a realm where like Liv was winning that chamber match, or whatever match they were setting her up for, like the tournament. That was what it was, right?
Yeah, King of the Ring.
There was a possibility that Liv was winning that Queen of the Ring tournament because she's Liv Morgan, and like now she's hurt.
No, they had they were doing the thing with Roxanne, where Roxanne is in the tournament and she's still trying to get in Judgment Day, and she took the win from Liv. So they would have had her cost Roxanne in return or something like that.
Sure.
So now Roxanne probably.
But even then, like, there's a significance of the tournament for Liv Morgan that now gets thrown out the window, right?
Yeah. I wonder if maybe they'll be okay with the Roxanne thing. You can leave that in stasis. Like, she can just take over Judgment Day, like the way Liv would have prevented if she wasn't injured. And then she'll come back and be like, "What the fuck? You did the same thing to me I did to Rhea Ripley." And then you've got something there at least. But Dom, they'll pair Dom up
we have to pause the Dominic face turn.
Honestly, you just put Roxanne in Liv's spot, right? Because if you just put Roxanne in Liv's spot, then you set up the Liv match. That's what she was trying to do anyway, right? That's what the story was, that she was trying to take her place or whatever. And Liv would have stopped her.
That Finn was the manipulator her to take her place.
And you imagine maybe Liv would have stopped her by SummerSlam or something, but now they can just go all the way with it and just do it until.
Which is, by the way, the most nobody watches the show segments of the night. Where like Finn is making the most obvious creepy pasta faces at everything going on. It's like, Finn, are you plotting on me?
He's plotting. No. He's plotting. He was plotting with Roxanne even before. They had done segments with him in like the background talking with her or whatever.
Right, but I'd be like, he's clearly on camera plotting in their faces.
And now that's going to drag on for 3 more to 6 more months.
Oh,
more months
man.
of Judgment Day segments. Woo!
Carlito.
I cannot wait. But you know what? We won't have to suffer through 3 hours of SmackDown.
Can I bring up one more point about the Judgment Day segment?
If you must.
They got the PlayStation back.
They did. They got
You
it
got
back from Carlito. I don't like that, actually. What the fuck?
Hey, can you
You
give us
took
that
it
back?
from him too? Yeah, we're gonna need that back. They took
It's
it like
actually
repo.
is.
Repoed it.
It's literally it's basically them taking away the fucking guy's stapler in Office Space. Like, I'm gonna need
Yeah,
No,
not the red
no.
stapler.
that.
Do you
Yeah,
guys
no more.
remember?
Gonna burn it to the ground.
Do you guys remember the report like from a couple years ago that Liv Morgan? I don't know why this made me think of it. That Liv Morgan wanted Ronda Rousey to legit break her arm.
I did. I did
Yes.
remember that.
I don't know.
I was
Like,
like,
she was
damn,
like super
she's
flexible, right?
I think she wanted to break it.
She wanted her to break it to just oversell. So I'm like, okay, well, in a way, it's not that specific thing, but it's like kind of manifesting wish fulfillment.
It's broken. My back, spinal.
Spinal.
No, but yeah, no. 3 hours of SmackDown gone. Thank God.
Permanently now.
Thank God. That
man.
yo, those 3 hours of SmackDown were torture. I couldn't even do the post show anymore. I was like, I this is rough. I was falling asleep. I can't be objective. By the time the show comes on, I hate myself.
Yeah.
It's showing. I can't be entertaining. I'd rather just not do
I'm
it.
just angry.
I'm pissed. You're making me hate WWE.
Now.
There were people that were like, I can't believe you're celebrating. This is less of the thing you love. I'm like, you shut your fucking mouth. You shut your fucking mouth. You don't know what you're asking for. These 3 hours, you ain't fucking sitting there. There's no way. There's no way you're sitting through all 3 of these hours and enjoying yourself.
I would
fucking
even
way.
argue, and somebody would, and people might not because they're so used to the two. I'd argue that to some degree, when you did it really well, there was something to be said about having a 1 hour show that left you wanting more.
Right.
Those really good rampages, the couple of times they happened early in the beginning before they gave up.
Oh, back
on
when
it.
they cared?
when it was still a main show.
Yes.
I'm
It was like,
saying-
damn.
Or me, when I really liked that first season of fucking NWA Power, when it was written well.
Didn't anybody before Dave Lagana perved it out?
Basically.
I was just gonna
Damn
say,
it.
like 1 hour of Raw, 1 hour of Nitro. You used to be able to fly through those.
Those were the good days. I didn't live through them, but they made for easy WWE 24/7 back-to-back watches. Thank you, on-demand service. Anyway, yeah, 3 hours of SmackDown stopped by the Rainmaker. USA Network's new television show, not Kazuchika Okada.
Wait, really?
Can you
Yes.
imagine? This is the payback for when Collision ended prematurely.
I got you, motherfucker. I took your hour. Your hour of
God,
ad
it would have
money.
been so poetic if it was like SmackDown is going from 3 hours to 2 hours, but that hour is just another WWE show, but it's like a drama series.
It's like WWE presents Unscripted. The writers have drama.
Not even that. I'm thinking. Well, they were hyping that show, but no.
WWE
I'm
Confidential
thinking.
back,
I was
yeah.
thinking like a Thunder in Paradise esque show.
Kill me.
Oh,
WWE presents Law and Order, Connecticut.
We do like what they used to do on Nitro sometimes for like the movie following, and they just break up the main event for every commercial break of the movie.
What
my
the
God.
fuck? That was a
That's
thing?
wild.
You guys ever hear of Robin Hood?
That reminds me more of the Star Wars with the commercials edited in.
They did.
The Cerversos.
There was an episode of Nitro. They gave a little bit of overtime for 2, but the overtime was done in a way where to get people to watch. I think the movie was called Robin Hood. They had the main event of
Like the Kevin Costner one.
I think maybe it was like the main event of Hogan and the Giant for the world title, and like a minute of that match was in every commercial break of the movie up until the end of the film.
Oh my God.
And as you can imagine, the finish was double DQ or something along those lines because this is NWO era.
What
Of
does that
course.
look like when they edit it together to watch on network? Like, that's a bad thing. That's a really bad thing.
Oh, I don't
Maybe
remember
they
what it
just
looks
have
like.
access to the actual feed.
If I'm not mistaken, and this might be just me just misremembering, it might just be a thing where it's like a black blur, and then we come back and it's that thing for a minute, and then fade and come back and fade.
That
and
is
come back.
horrible. Horrible.
You ever watch a streaming show, but like it has obvious ad breaks, and you're wondering why?
Yeah, no, I've seen that. It just blacks out and comes back in the worst spot. Doesn't make any sense. That doesn't even narratively work.
Yeah, which I decided, I came to the conclusion that's because like what we're seeing on streaming is probably being sussed out to like international markets as regular TV, so it has ad breaks.
Yeah.
But it looks very weird when you're watching Paramount Plus.
Okay, so if anyone is interested, it's the January 13th, 1997 Nitro. So this is following the giant splitting from the NWO.
Oh, jeez.
January 13th, 1997, and this sounds like a 2000 thing. They were already going to hell in 97. Crazy.
And this is their biggest year because this is the big Starcade that they're gonna botch.
The big fuck up.
The New Adventures of Robin Hood.
The New Adventures of Robin Hood.
A night that Conrad Thompson will spend the rest of his life waiting to lamb back.
Why? Why, Eric? Why?
Check out the old episode of the WCW recap live on the Dirt Sheet Radio YouTube.
Oh gosh, you guys did that, didn't you?
We did. I think that was like the second or third show we did.
Why?
Check out Eddie Guerrero frog splash a man's knee.
What? This was not the Kevin Costner film.
How did this show last 4 seasons? The New Adventure of Robin Hood.
This was not a film. This was a show.
It was a show.
Oh
That's
god.
a series.
I was mistaken.
Ew.
All right.
I remember when Raw was followed by like oddly sexy things like La Femme Nikita.
Oh gosh, remember Stripperella?
I remember it. Was that after Raw?
It might have been. It was on Spike
man.
TV anyway.
God damn it, Stan Lee. What was going on?
There were so many shows I discovered thanks to Raw ending and something randomly starting after it.
I wasn't into it, but my aunt and my cousin got really into Psych.
I never watched
enjoyed
it.
Psych. It was a great show.
My brother liked it.
Highly suggest.
They're bringing it back, right?
Are they?
I don't know.
True?
Maybe I might be lying. I might have made
I
that
can
shit up.
believe it, honestly.
I should
what?
made that shit up.
Hey, you know what is coming back? King of the Hill, baby.
Oh,
Yes, it
that's
is.
right. I don't like the animation they showed on that clip. I was
It's-
like, oh,
it's rigging
Oh, I haven't even
style.
seen a clip yet.
It's rigging.
Ooh, that looks fucking cheap. We'll see.
Well, because that's
We'll
like the
see.
standard that a lot of animation is turning to just overall.
Yeah, but no, that's the standard when it's cheap. That's the standard when when they just made the order. Like, we needed a show. We need something here, and you're getting this much money. Because generally, when you
Well, because the thing is, it's Hulu because they don't have all the Fox money anymore.
fuck, Disney's like, streaming is dead. Remember, that's what they told the Android guy. Streaming is dead, and he's like, well, suck my dick. You promised
Did you
me
say
almost
Android
$1 billion. Andor.
Okay.
They're like, suck, well,
Androids.
we committed $625 million, and I want every fucking penny. Like, thank you. You can see it. You can see it in the set production. Anyway,
which is why Tony Gilroy is really mad about the Tesseract.
it's a square. Wait, well, watch the movies. You'd understand what's going on.
The pop culture section of the Dirt Sheet Radio podcast.
Don't get me started. You talked about Robin Hood. I love Robin Hood. Disney's Robin Hood with the Fox.
We went everywhere on this one.
Oh
Episode 200, baby. You don't know what's going to happen.
God, 200 episodes with my bros. We've had such good times. We've done so many things, and it's just started. It just started. Did you know we talked to Will Ospreay? That happened. That was Dirt Sheet Radio and 3NT Wrestling. Thank you, Denny.
Had a lot of cool guests on here over the years.
Hey, cool guests on here. Thank you to George, who was with us in the beginning, but could
Yes,
not
sir.
stay awake
May he rest
for
in peace.
our shenanigans. But everything
Maybe
happens
rest in
for
bed.
everything
good
happens
rest,
for a
George.
reason. Because that opened up a space for us to eventually bring on.
Oh my
Nick.
god, this show had Christopher Lee?
Our show did have Christopher Lee at one
Yeah.
point, Sir
Absolutely.
Christopher
Yes.
Lee, and
The
I
New
said to-
Adventures of Robin Hood did.
I said, "Is it
Sir
sure?
Christopher Lee,
Is it
played by
true
Macklin Burns.
that you had arthritis and that's why they bent your lightsabers?" Yeah, I will fucking kill you.
I'm going to teach you a sound a man makes when you stab him.
Of course, episode 12 of Dirt Sheet Radio.
Listen, we can have fun when we talk about this, but you know what's not going to be fun? Goldberg versus Gunther.
Oh dear.
Nah, man, we can act
He's
surprised.
already
But
training, John.
we known about this since last fall. We
Yeah.
knew Goldberg was going to come back and fight Gunther at some point.
Did they start this at like Bad Blood?
Yeah, Bad Blood. Gunther randomly comes out, insults Goldberg and his son, and that we knew
As
that
one
was gonna
does
get followed
randomly.
up on. And Goldberg came out on Monday.
I love the structure of the troll job. It's like, I don't like you. I said some bullshit to piss off Brett. You fucking suck.
my thing. My only problem with this match is that one,
It's happening.
it's a blatant, like, you know, they thought they I know they thought they're like, shit, we're gonna kill that pay-per-view. And then the pay-per-view ended up being in the afternoon, so they were like, what the fuck arena can we book in the afternoon, bro? We need one. And people are gonna be like, well, that's impossible. And I would point to how late those tickets went on sale. I would be like, didn't they just go on sale like 2 weeks ago? And that show is next month, though. So it's like a blatant counter booking thing. I was like, oh, this sucks. But I guess
Yeah.
Bubba Ray Dudley said a thing that would like make sense, but only from like an evil corporate way. But they were like, they are going to counter book every time because then WWE fans will never have the opportunity to change the channel. Because if WWE
Because
fans
why
are
would you
bored,
ever give up market
Yeah.
share?
so it's like it is purposeful, malicious, or whatever, but that is just the way business works. So I was like,
Purposely throwing Oldberg out there.
but it's also really funny to be like, here, you're doing Kazuchika Okada versus Kenny Omega. We're doing Goldberg. Hey, listen, it works for the nostalgia folks. They love that shit. They weren't gonna watch anyway. But now if the news sphere is dominated by WWE stuff, then at least the casuals won't have an opportunity to stumble across Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada, which is what they're trying to prevent. Which is like you suffocate the marketplace, which is, I don't think that's a good idea. We've seen what happened with superhero films, but
And they're very close to suffocating the market space with their own stuff. Like this is a company that's got Raw, SmackDown, NXT. Now it's got LFG, Evolve.
Main event.
main event is still a thing.
Main event is still a thing. Yeah. I think there's one more show. I don't know. And then they've got like their little side shows, like the unscripted gimmick.
It's almost like you don't even
It's a dump truck of content.
You don't even have you don't even have enough. If you're a WWE fan, you don't even have enough time to watch WWE. Why would you watch AEW? I think it's a concern that they shouldn't have, but they do, and so they do what they do. And I think it's gonna backfire eventually. I think it's already started in a perspective. Per fucking God, stop smoking marijuana. The PR war that WWE has been expertly fighting for the past few years and winning. This was like a big stumble. This heavy counter booking became really obvious and then really fucking corny when you put like NXT against fucking. It's like, okay, yeah, poor Trick Williams is being suffocated by the greatest performance you've ever seen on the third. Like, you're like, sorry, guy.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Goldberg, Gunther. I don't like that the way that they're telling the story means that Gunther might not lose because Goldberg's last match, but
yeah. I also love that that's like an old trick that Hunter has. Don't put that in the universe. I love that like that's this weird that's this old trick that Hunter has held on to since the AEW stuff, because it's always like you always either got beat by the third brand or you lost or you beat the developmental company.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter. You beat NXT. What's that mean? It's like, okay.
Or it's you got beat by NXT.
Yeah, you're never good. You can never go back and win the Wednesday Night War. It's
can't.
it's like
The narrative has been fucking like mutated.
Right.
So shit. We also had, what was the last WWE thing I needed to talk about? I don't know. Anyway, it's gone.
I can't check the format of on here.
No, it wasn't on the format. It was on.
Okay.
I forgot to write it down. It's all right. It doesn't matter. It's what it is. It'll come up if it's important.
It'll come up there. Sorry, Jey Uso, you don't get this opportunity. Ooh,
Oh no.
since I mentioned Jey Uso, may I have the floor for a moment?
Yeet.
I just want to say on this 200th episode of the Dirt Sheet Radio podcast, fellas, we did unfortunately lose a special fan that absolutely loved watching Dirt Sheet Radio. That was absolutely a very long-standing pro wrestling fan. And the reason there's an association with Jey Uso there, one of our things was kind of just talking about, and I was texting one another, yeet. I am talking about my great aunt Sue, and truly to the name, she was great. And I just want to say right now, Sue, rest in peace. We love you. Thank you for joining us for all these past episodes. And it was always a pleasure to be able to talk professional wrestling with you. One of her favorites over the last, even just beyond like the whole Yeet thing, she always really liked the Usos. And Jay was always one that really like stood out to her. And Yeet, again, like I said, was just one of the fun things that we would text back and forth, even for like no reason. So again, Sue, rest in peace. We love you.
Rest in peace, Sue. I'm glad she got to see him be world's champion.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
cool.
4 letters, 1 word.
Yeet.
Me, Oos.
There was apparently the reason he lost the belt was because they wanted the Goldberg Gunther match to have the title.
A bit more like weight to it.
What? What?
For the finale?
Yeah, what? Okay, so now you put the title on Gunther and you made it a foregone conclusion that he can't lose because Goldberg's not winning the title.
But can he?
Triple H is like, I
Now-
heard what everyone said about AEW and Sting.
So what's the suspense here? Like, are you stupid?
Well,
or
I mean,
not?
if you haven't
That's
told
the
if you haven't told those people who don't know that Goldberg's retiring, then like
shirt the shirt says one last. It says last on it. It says last, but I guess it is this fan base with that average IQ. So I guess.
I mean,
shit.
Cena's been on his last time is now for multiple
And
months.
he's at least telling you numbers wise. He's got 25 dates remaining.
Oh, is that where we are now?
Yeah, 24 now, I think. 24 dates, 24 John Cena dates. Scary times. So we're gonna lose him forever. But then we'll just have to watch Peacemaker. Or
Until,
Do you really want to taste that?
no,
like 2 or 3
actually,
years when he realizes, wow, I'm good friends with Cody Rhodes and Bryan Danielson, and I lied.
I learned to lie. Bryan Danielson actually did. He came out during the Ring of Honor taping after Liv Moriarty versus Blue Panther.
Did Hero come with him?
The Shane, no, the Shane. He brought a group. He brought an army of luchadors. His music hit the Shane Taylor production. Shane Taylor Productions or promotions or I forgot what their name was.
Promotions.
SDP. They were jumping up. Blue Panther and Brian comes out, and brings an army of babyface luchadors. They save him. My camera died. They save him, and then Brian gets in the ring and he hits Shane Taylor with a flying psycho knee kick, which is cool. I was scared. I was like, oh my God, please don't do it.
Yeah.
You're gonna fall on your head. But he seemed very excited to do it. He did it. He got
They had the AEW ring for this show, right?
No. No. And you can tell because there was no bounce. There was no game.
Oh no, I
They
didn't
were
notice.
wrestling on fucking concrete. I noticed.
They were on
I
the
noticed.
CMLO ring.
Yeah, and I noticed when MJF took like a top rope bump and he just had no game. I was like, oh shit, ouch. But yeah, no. So Brian does the thing there, and I was like, oh God, no.
I can't imagine wrestling like that weekly AEW style, and then you get to Arena Mexico, and you're just like, "Oh, I
They
ain't doing
start-
this shit."
They start complaining like the WWE wrestlers after the first Elimination Chamber. Like, you can't- actually, Arena Mexico is my least favorite show of the year.
It's a miracle. There's so many luchadors in their 60s. Honestly,
It's because they got crazy calluses. That shit is concrete.
it's
Callous.
multi-man matches.
It's part calluses. It's part like when you watch a lot of it, like you can see some of the tricks that they do. Like they do. My favorite is the old school. Like instead of bumping, it's like dropkick roll.
Yeah, but you got to be good at that. You can't.
You
gotta
do.
be
It's a particular training style that you have to like learn to do it where it looks good.
Get that muscle memory in place.
Over
I was watching, sorry to interrupt you there.
No,
I was
go ahead.
watching Battle Riot recently, and it was
Battle Riot.
MLW.
yeah, and all the luchadors that you could see them like still like bringing in those principles of the subtleties of like the slight roll and everything.
Yeah,
Like they're compensating for those lucha libre rings.
yeah. You learn how to not make everything like a straight flat back bump because they were. Boy, oh boy, you thought they added up before.
Oof.
We I was gonna say over the weekend there was New Japan's Dominion, which I watched half of it live, but I fell asleep before the final two matches. I'm not gonna talk about it in depth. One, because I didn't finish it, and the rest I saw in results, but two, because we went long. But I had
2-1.
one thing in particular I wanted to talk about, which was Takeshita and Bolton Oleg went out there. They had a great match. I did get to see that. Beat the shit out of each other. Crowd was dead. I was like, fuck, this crowd sucks. They popped for some things, but they were quiet mostly. I was like, damn, that's really sad because this match could have used the energy. But Takeshita dropped the belt to Bolton Oleg, and
Yes, he
the never open weight championship. He had been holding on to it since Wrestle Kingdom or before Wrestle Kingdom. Fuck, I can't remember when he won the title, but he's had it for a little while.
I think this was. I think this is like the third match Bolton Oleg had with Konosuke Takeshita. Maybe the second or third time he'd gone after the belt.
Third, it's the third, and all three of them were great. And not including this one. Just that this crowd was like sleepy. But I thought to myself, and I've been talking to Greg, like Takeshita is in this G1, and now we know the G1 lineup. I should have had the list pulled up. That's so unprofessional of me.
While you pull it up, let me just say for
Yeah.
the record, Oleg and I are both February 10th birthdays. There we go. That was enough time to pull it up.
Nice.
I sent it in this group chat, and I was trying to scroll up to the day that I sent it rather than Googling because I thought it was much more recent than it was.
I got it.
I got it. Okay.
35.
So A block. We got Goto, we got Bolton Oleg, we got Yuya Uemura, Yota Tsuji, David Finlay, Evil, Sonata, and Hiroshi fucking Tanahashi. I said, what the fuck?
Whoa.
The crowd was
Stop
like,
it.
what? What?
That's
Like,
an ego
why?
project at that point.
That's insane. Hiroshi Tanahashi's gonna wrestle all 8, 9 of these matches, 10 of these matches.
Never been
Fuck.
tired a day in my life.
What?
Nothing,
And then a B block.
none of the physical guys there.
B block, we got ELP, El Fantasmo. He showed Shooter, Umino, ZSJ, Zack Sabre Jr., Great Khan, Shingo Takagi, Gabe Kidd, Ren Narita, and Takeshita. And then there is a buy-in tournament where 2 other spots will get filled on each team, but it's not like those are really big field changers, game changers. Nobody in that buy-in is winning this, essentially. So the field that we have been presented is who the winners might be. And when presented with this field, there's only 2 wrestlers that stand out as potential winners. Yota Tsuji and Konosuke Takeshita.
And they're both in different blocks, baby.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I feel like one that almost feels like your guaranteed finals. But
I said the same. I said the very thing to you when they came out,
Yep.
didn't I?
Yep. There's no one else. You could argue for Gabe Kidd in Takeshita's block, but they're not doing a 4th Gabe Kidd Yota Tsuji match
Not here
as
anyway.
the finals in the G1 2 months after they ran that shit. And it kind of shot the bed. It kind of shot the bed a little bit. Yeah, so I don't see that happening. And I don't think anybody else in Takeshita's block is set up to win a world championship right now. Certainly not Shooter. He had his shot. So ELP,
They fucked that up.
They fucked up the Shooter thing. And it was a combination of just him not being ready and them not knowing how to put this guy in the position that he was in. It was a fuck up. I hope that they can get that back together. I'm sure they can.
He also
it's not the first time they've done this.
Like credit to the sack it took to do it. He entered that G1 hurt, so his performances were shit.
This year, I'm sure he'll have better luck. He's got great opponents. ELP, ZSJ, Shingo, Takeshita. Come on. You should bet now. There ain't no saving you, kid.
Yeah, now we know it's just you.
There's no saving you after this, kid. But yeah, Takeshita seems like we were talking and I was wondering if they would go all the way. Because he is Japanese, sure, but he also doesn't live there. And he's got a dual contract. So he's New Japan and he's AEW. And you kind of wonder if you would go all the way. New Japan historically didn't used to go, like, they wouldn't put titles on a guy who wasn't completely theirs and under contract. Kota Ibushi went forever, and they weren't gonna put him in the main event. They weren't gonna give him the world championship unless he locked himself down, and he had to get that spot. So
it also very publicly just declared his engagement to his Japanese wife, who moved to America for him.
Takeshita, not Ibushi.
Takeshita, I'm sorry. I was still in Takeshita. Excuse me.
Takeshita married to maybe one day. I don't think he seems like a free spirit. I don't know, but Takeshita.
She's only married to Kenny Omega.
Exactly. But yeah, so I wondered if they would go all the way, but they put money down. There's a reason why, and I always wondered why. Like, I get it. Like, Takeshita is really good, but I always wondered why. What made New Japan put the money down on him? That's a really big decision that seems unnecessary if they don't have significant plans for him. Like,
like not only just like it's not like they signed a freelancer; they bought out a company's contract.
They didn't even buy out the country.
They didn't need to do.
They pay we can borrow him whenever, anyway. They could use him. Yeah, like they could have used him the way they've been using him anyway. But for some reason, they put money down on him, and that makes me feel like he's got a big shot at winning the G1. And not only winning the G1, but maybe going on the Wrestle Kingdom and winning that championship, if that's how they can do it. Because I guess last year they didn't do that. That was weird.
I just noticed something very interesting too when it comes to last year and this year. Takeshita, everyone that defeated him is in Block A.
Oh shit!
Nice.
That's actually really good. That's really cool. Okay, Ghetto. That's you.
You tricky bastard.
He did lose to Yota Tsuji last year, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Holy shit! And that was one of the best matches in the whole tournament. And so if you do that as the finals this year, that's gonna get big buzz. And
no, the one-on-one was Takeshita.
Takeshita won?
Yeah.
Holy shit, he's losing.
All right, so congratulations.
Congratulations to Yota Tsuji. Get the trophy.
We cracked the code, boys. Good job.
But at the very least, he's gonna be factored in a big way, for sure. And I feel like it's almost a foregone conclusion finals this year.
I'm feeling a sense of loss because the G1 Climax 34 poster is Naito.
Oh God, my heart! Naito doing good for himself, working at an ice cream shop. Only lasted one shift.
That video.
Did get fired at the end, but that's okay. He lived out a dream. I think he's gonna be very happy freelancing and doing like random Japanese variety show appearances like that. Like when I was in Japan, The fucking Japanese variety shows are the best. They are the weirdest things you've ever seen in your fucking life, and they are great.
I know I'm dating myself, but do they still play Hole in the Wall?
Well, I was only watching TV
Okay.
TV Ashi, the mean ones that take down all our clips. But it's like good. That on a stream was very fun. But yeah, oh shit. One other thing about this show that was really big. The House of Torture. Fucking hell. You know, House of Torture is really big in Japan. That's the thing that they've told us. I don't know if that's true.
They make bank on those t-shirts.
Yeah, so at one point, and maybe possibly still, they're a big
made
deal.
more t-shirts.
They make a lot of money. And you know, I was in Japan and I saw Great Okan posters. I didn't see House of Torture posters. I saw Great Okan. Yeah. I was like, damn, look at how popular he is. Yes. This is awesome.
Savior of young women.
He is. That's right. He did save that girl. That cool guy. But yes. And he's got like fucking, I always point out, he's got great gotcha game, waifu game fucking sponsorships. He's fucking awesome. So yeah, the House of Torture though, they exploded on this show. I mean, they were already really big and they were already evil. And every time I see them, I'm like, oh, I want to kill myself. But yeah, this week on this show, they added 3 more members. So there's got a massive House of Torture army. They added Chase Owens, Bad Luck Fale, who's now Don Fale, and fuck, it's the third guy. Slipping my mind. I'm doing this off the top of my head. Doki. That was fucked up. That was where I started laughing. That was where I gave up on the whole thing. I was like, damn, this is fucked up. Doki was getting over. Doki was becoming a popular babyface and he flat injured. And he comes back from injury and they put him in the House of Torture. I'm gonna die.
Now he's gonna be a popular hero who sells t-shirts.
Remember when Doki got super over on AEW?
Oh, that was crazy over Jack Perry, right?
Over Jack Perry.
That was good.
That was Jungle Boy Jack Perry too.
Yeah. People were turning on Jungle Boy at that point, right? It was something about it. I don't remember why. It might have just been that night.
I wanted to point out for fun, John. Do you know who else beat Takeshita in that G1 tournament last year?
Vaguely.
Hiroki Goto.
Oh shit.
Our IWGP World Champion.
And I remember that getting great reviews too. Goto's just great. Goto's just fucking great. You don't understand, man. If you had been watching New Japan,
you had to be there. You had to have been there the entire time. There was heavy lore.
It was so bad. It was so bad. He was a guaranteed. Like if he was in the title match, it was like guaranteed pain. Like you just knew, like go to
I'll give it to him. Yeah, he did that. Nick, have you seen like a New Japan show in the last like 6 months?
Yes.
Have you seen like the Hiroki Goto title defenses?
I don't go out of my way for Goto, admittedly.
See,
fair enough.
Piece of shit, and you don't deserve anything.
So like, the lore is so heavy on Hiroki Goto that even as champion, when Goto comes out, the video wall is playing his various failures at winning the IWGP Championship.
Yeah. Goto, trivia. He's on his. I'm keeping up right now. I'm distracted. I'm looking at everyone's like appearance number as they're going into this upcoming G1. Dude's on like 18.
Yeah, he won one, which was
he's won multiple of them.
He won multiple G1s. I think he won one big one that gave him the main title, so that people really thought he was going to win.
The only one listed on this is 28.
I swear he had won, or maybe he was in multiple finals.
No, he's been in finals. He's been in a lot of finals.
That's multiple finals. That's what I said. Yeah.
I remember Kenny had to beat him in the final ones. Or no, bullshit. Yes, he did. Yeah, he did.
Yes, he did. He did. And I made fun of it because I was just like, Goto? Really?
That was and Kenny had to pull out the fucking every finisher that any Bullet Club guy had ever used. I was like, that was actually interesting. I like that legacy. But Goto 2008 G1 Climax. That's how long we are in 2025. Okay, and it's been since that long that people have been rooting for Goto and just failing and just being sad about it. And now he finally becomes world champion, and he's got the most defenses that this title has ever had so far.
I want to point out, 2008 G1 Climax, which included
It's insane.
Togi Makabe, who was pretty much almost all the way retired. Shinjiro Otani, who was no longer wrestling due to injury. Nakanishi, also retired. Giant Bernard, also retired. Wataru Inoue, also retired. Hiroshi Tanahashi, retiring in a few months. Toru Yano, basically retired. I think he wrestles like a few times a year.
Yeah, he's got a big match coming.
Yeah, he's got something he's been promoting, right?
Yeah.
Shinsuke Nakamura retired.
May as well be, right?
Yeah. He's been retired since 2016.
Hideyoshi Tenzan, mostly retired.
Working the old man matches in the top of the card. The bottom of the card.
Yataka Yoshi, I think didn't he pass away?
Oh shit. You might
The
be
big
right.
heavy guy in the pink singlet?
I have to double check on that.
I think he did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
That's how long ago it's been since Hiroki Goto won the G1 Climax.
I am telling you.
Toshiaki Kawada was in it, who was also
Kawada
very
was
much
in
retired.
Kawada was in that G1.
Did you say Yuji Nagata too?
He's been fucking.
Okay.
Listen,
I think
this
yes, Yuji
the-
Nagata's in it. It was also very close to retirement, but still active.
I don't know. I just never gave Goto never gave me the vibe. Like I don't want to watch this match. Goto,
Never.
even in all his losses, he's just been a top level performer.
All heart, all passion.
Always. I would love to see him fight Shibata one more time. I remember that was one of my favorite stories.
Weren't they teasing that for Forbidden Door or some shit?
Yeah. Him and Shibata have a long history. They went to school together and all of that. It's a
long
whole
history
big
of
thing.
beatings.
They beat the shit out of each other. They teamed up with each other. It's cool stuff. But,
They won the tag team titles together.
Yes, they did. God,
They
that was
beat
cool.
the Good Brothers.
I guess we'll talk more about Goto though later on. The final thing on the card tonight is just Gabe Kidd.
Real quick, I wanted to just say when we talked about Tenzan, I was just watching 95 Starcade just because it goes up with World War III, and it's so interesting that like he is basically like the grizzled old man, but like back on that show, he's up against like I think it was Randy Savage, and they used the wrong graphic for him too, by the way. And it wasn't even him, and they're calling him like he's a young lion, he's a younger competitor, and it's so weird to think of again 30 years later.
Finally, I'm okay with it because
to answer Max's question, I have noted to John several times like we work on a very angry man.
Yes, that's what makes Max special. He harnesses rage. He's a Red Lantern. They're really cool.
We're getting one of those.
Gabe Kidd dealing with a little bit of a perception issue. He had really gotten hot when he grabbed that mic. He said, fuck AEW, fuck WWE, Shing Niho forever. And that was like a big fucking thing. And Japanese fans love to hear it. And even American fans were like, damn, that's really cool. And then he randomly just started taking mad AEW bookings and teamed up with the Death Riders.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, wait. There's no story explanation for this.
Yeah.
Like, what happened?
And I wanted to believe, I gaslit myself into believing that he was only doing this to fuck with Omega.
But they didn't.
Because he wanted the title, he wanted the rematch.
They didn't even interact.
No, he didn't. Damn it.
I was like, don't they hate each other? Why wouldn't they interact?
This feels like the only reason he should be here.
They didn't have one. They needed a guy because they wanted to do Eddie Kingston. And then they were like, the doctor said no. Shit.
Eddie.
Shit. We wasted this Gabe Kidd thing. And we fucked up his New Japan push. Sorry, guys.
And we did have him murder the butcher.
But But it is interesting that both Takeshita and Tsuji dropped their championships right before the G1, and both
It's almost
guys,
like they've been freed up for something.
yeah, it's like both guys are free to do the big thing, and it can only be one of them. And I can't wait to see this year. I can't wait to just watch the Takeshita matches. No, I'm kidding. That's fucked up. I don't know if I'm gonna be. Let's be clear here, man. This lineup, as far as staying up and watching it every night, I don't know about that.
I'll be up at work. It'll just be something to do for me.
I don't know about that for me. I think there's
As long as
some
they air at a
matches.
decent time, I'll be able to catch a lot of them.
I'm just a results guy because I sleep for work.
I'm on the West Coast. I guess I can watch the earlier ones. They come on at 8, 9, 10 o'clock my time. But
Yeah.
if they're later than that and it's not like a big match that I know for sure is gonna be quality, then no, I'm gonna
Yeah,
probably just be results.
I think off the rip, I'm just, even though I think he's crazy, I'm gonna try my best to I'm trying my best to just appreciate what Tanahashi we have while he's here.
Yeah, no, for sure. Every Tanahashi appearance at this point is like
You know,
we're just happy to see
just
him.
take
He
it
hit a
in.
high
Don't
fly
judge
flow,
it, just take it
yeah.
He's being
It's a high fly flow. It's ugly as fuck, but you know what? He did that shit.
we listen and we don't judge. Oh,
23rd G1.
His 23rd. You know what,
Oh.
man? I respect it. His
I'm
retirement tour. He's
willing-
doing a lot more matches than John Cena.
Yeah.
Tell you that.
yeah, seriously. I'm willing to see if Yuya Yamura can impress because he's got to work hard, and this is going to be a lot of attention on him, right?
It's the biggest attention that he's gonna have all year. So this would be the
Yeah.
time to really show out.
Including having a match who could be the perennial G1 winner, if not the finalist, that in Yota Tsuji. Also in getting a match with the IWGP champion, right? Also, Tsuji and Goto is going to be very interesting when that runs around for the obvious reasons.
Yeah.
There's a few matches here with Takeshita that will be very interesting. Yumina will be interesting for all the obvious reasons. Takagi is still great. Zack Sabre Jr. is still great. Even Great O'Connor might even be fun. He's not bad. He's just a unique taste.
He's definitely unique. He's more of a showman.
Yeah. Takeshita versus Gabe Kidd again will be fun. El Phantasmo is El Phantasmo. I can't hate on him for a year because he came back from a health thing, so
he's still in the zone.
Teflon.
He's
still in the zone.
He's still in the zone. Cancer survivor. You're not allowed to do him.
Yeah. You're not allowed. No. He is free from reproach for at least the next 6 months.
He said 3 stars and you move on.
3 stars. Why? He had cancer. It's okay. Just
all right.
We
Move on.
We don't judge. And Ren Narita is everyone's scheduled night off.
That's fucked up. He's got the Toriano spot. No, that's unfortunate. That's Tanahashi. No, that's fucked up.
House of Torture does have the most representation too.
That mean half the fucking roster is in the faction.
I mean, that's fair, but
it's a House of Torture for John.
It is literally torture.
they even
Actual
have the most
torture.
representation too of the Bladens. So yeah,
Gonna kill myself. That's fucked up.
can't escape it.
Ryohei Oiwa.
What you want?
That boy got chunky.
Thick boy. Thick.
Yeah,
Well, no,
he
you
got
turn
thick.
that into a wall. You turn that into solid wall, and you got yourself something
I
going
mean,
on
in a
there.
good way. I think he's putting on some good size, and I can tell why he's aiming to get into that heavyweight space.
They like Bolton Oleg over there
They
a lot.
do.
I like
They
him.
do.
I think he's good. He's real. He's meaty wrestler. Like he's a hard hitting, like a never open weight champion. Like that's the perfect belt to put on him. He's like a fighter, like a brawler. Like he was smacking Takeshita with some bombs, and it was excellent.
Yeah.
And he's got
Also
that legit background that they love too.
He does, right?
See, I was gonna kind of point to that too, because like at our particular juncture, it almost looks really good to have like this big Russian dude like that, because some of those Russian guys are like taking over the UFC right now.
Yeah.
It kind of makes sense.
I kind of hope he sticks around New Japan for a while. I know that it's in this environment, like it's hard. It is. People
Yeah.
be like, why is AEW taking? And it's like you're not understanding. They're catching. They're playing catch. There's just there's someone falling off of this thing, and they're gonna fall off anyway. And if they don't put their hand out, they're gonna keep falling, and they're gonna go to the other place where they become completely inaccessible. So if you put your hand out, hey, now they work here, and you can call them if they want to work.
Granted, AEW does also play a lot of catch and release.
And that that one didn't work.
I saw Camille promoting the Queen of the Ring movie. I was just like, woof.
Yeah. I almost admire their willingness to be like, you know what? That sucked. Get out of here. Wait. Give me another shot. No. Actually, no. You had your shot. Like, get out. That's fucked up. But we got better TV to try to put on.
Can I at least get a release from my contract?
No.
We're too busy preparing for the debut of Megan Bain.
Oh, jeez.
We got a bigger one. That one looks cool. No, man. It's gonna be a fun G1. We'll get to it. But listen, 200 episodes.
Also, bless, but because I think he's gonna end up in it. Bless Callum Newman's heart. He's got the poor fucking position of being like, I am the poor man's Will Ospreay, and I'm being booked like it.
I do want to see Drilla Maloney in there. He'll be in there. I like Drilla.
Drilla Maloney suffers from the weird thing I have about in undercard. Huh?
Oh, I was gonna say he got a 20 knees thing going on.
That is true. He does have a fucking $1 million body, whatever else.
Yeah.
But also like he has this weird thing where it's like it's an undercard guy with a devastating finish, and it bothers the shit out of me.
Which one though?
He's got the fucking the Gonzo bomb.
That's right.
So it's like it's the Coco Beware thing. It's like, man, this fucking bird buster would destroy anybody in WWF. He's never gonna fucking hit it.
Hogan's not taking that shit.
This isn't what you're saying, but I'm just picturing like Coco Beware hitting like the Gonzo bomb.
Coco, no! He's shooting!
Hogan's like Gonzo.
Don't! Ah! Hogan thought the tombstone broke his neck.
Seriously?
Oh no!
You got me, brother.
Call the police!
Oh man. I think Coco needs to sign that Legends contract so we can get him back in the game.
He's not dead?
No, he's alive.
No, yeah, he's still alive.
It's the bird that's dead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Damn. I thought he was dead. That's crazy. I'm sorry, Coco. I am also sorry to Lucha Blog because I thought I posted
fucked up.
Well, I posted on Twitter the
what you saw was the Sin Cara thing.
Yeah, and so I was like, oh fuck, like he's gonna see that shit. That's scary. That's a real.
I had a good laugh. He was like, I
dude.
apologize for Lucha Blog. I failed you.
that's real Lucha dude right there. He said something you respected. That's it.
Yeah.
But man, listen, 200 episodes of Dirt Sheet Radio. We love to do it. I'm not tired of it yet. I thought I'd be sick of it by 100.
Win AEW and Korakuen.
You know it's got to happen,
Soon enough.
right? It's got to happen. And none of that bullshit they pulled last time, because you kind of fucked everybody over with that Wrestle Dynasty shit.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm thinking like
bullshit.
just, an episode
Dude,
of Dynamite.
like a straight up, just the way you did here. Because that
really
Wrestle
cool.
Dynasty shit was bullshit, man.
Yeah.
They fucked everybody over.
But my only thing is that like you have to because I'm a fucking purist about it. Like I don't want a set. I just want Korakuen.
I don't think
that.
you could fit. You could fit a set in there. I don't fuck. What do you put in there?
Because if you watch Stardom and like Dragon Gate and Korakuen, they've got a set.
Okay, I gotta see. It's
He's
the
losing out on some seatage though.
Yeah, limited amount of seatage, 100%.
that's the stage. It's like if Stardom uses the one with the stairs, right? It's like a
Yes.
stage. It's like actual stage. with
But also,
the-
they'll still
gate.
put up like the truss and the curtain.
yeah. That's the one exactly the one I'm thinking of. With the Stardom
Yeah.
curtain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, I just want the fucking back door. Like,
Just come out the
classic-
locker room door like it's fucking
like classic Konosuke.
1999.
I love
yeah,
that,
like it's a
though.
Baba show.
That'd
They
be awesome
run
though.
run out with no fanfare, no pyro, just run out, jog, like
In your pro collection jackets.
towel over the neck, head down.
Shut up, John. That's my whole gimmick. Don't fucking call me out like that.
That's how we do it, baby. Baba, can we get some lights today? No.
Talk to my wife.
He just smokes his cigarette.
She says no, but in women. No.
She says no, but very mean.
No, but in
Makes
dragon.
everyone leave.
Excuse me.
And dragon.
Oh shit! She just growled. She didn't even say
I will
words.
love that shit
Escape to the
forever.
ark.
I will love that shit forever. Where it's like Baba-san has died, but Koto Baba has taken over the company. First decision she makes: I'm bringing back the god Baba.
We just actually we're not gonna get into depth about it, but we did just pass the 25th anniversary of Misawa deciding that shit was enough and starting Pro Wrestling No.
Oh, the Exodus.
Taking the entire
Number
roster
2.
minus 2 people and a referee with him.
Yeah.
Kawada was like, hey, if everyone's gone, I can be champion now. I'm staying. Yes.
It's like I'm finally the top guy. It's my time now.
I'm
And
the
then-
only guy.
And then Great Muta walks through the door.
Fuck.
Oh no. You got him.
200
Well,
episodes, fellas.
shit.
I enjoyed every single one. I'm
Yes.
grateful to have you here with me at this time, especially you, Nick. I know you got to get to work.
Frankly, I think the fact that we haven't gotten canceled in 200 episodes is an honor unto itself.
Just wait until 201.
It's because I bury it under the people that hate me for no reason. They're
Oh,
like,
fair
that guy
enough.
hates you for a reason. I'm like, no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He's like everybody else. Shut up. Don't listen to his
You wanna-
valid point.
You on that Triple H shit?
Hell yeah.
It was elemental.
I'm never more over than my push, brother. Yikes. That's Seth Rollins too. Don't play. Anyway, listen. We here all the time. We usually have streams on Monday after Raw, but Tyler's been a little busy. So they've been on the low. But we still do have streams after
Back to
Dynasty.
the old days, the weekly Jersey Radio podcast.
After NXT, after Dynamite, you got us. After Impact, SmackDown's going back to 2 hours. You'll get a SmackDown show again. Pay-per-view post shows still exist. You can listen to Jersey Radio all the fucking time. It's good stuff here. We love pro wrestling as much as people will try to get you to believe that we don't. The guy was like, but you only ever talk positively about AEW, New Japan, Ring of Honor, CML, LA, AAA, and Indie Pro Wrestling.
That sounds like me like a lot of wrestling.
Like, wait. I'm sorry? I didn't
We only
mean-
ever talk positively about those 12 things we like.
You're so biased towards every single other thing.
Except my thing.
Oh God. It's funny too because I genuinely don't post much WWE criticism. Like I was like, where did they get this idea? Wait, I sit up at night and write soliloquies about how much this John Cena heel turn sucks. Like I could, but I haven't. So I really wonder where that idea comes from. But
The montage
here.
of all the times you've praised WWE, both on here and in your posts.
just this year alone, even when I think it's like not as good as last year, I can point out many things that I've said out loud I enjoyed but it is what it is. It's funny. That's just the way it works. That's the way that it always works. That's why you can't let it get caught up. You'd be like, damn, imagine if I let that bother me. Like crying again. Oh, guys, I think I have to take it's my favorite. I have to take a social media break. It's too much. I need a cleanse. Yeah. That's gonna happen.
You're the worst.
Getting mad at people on social media, just turn the screen off.
It's bothering you. Turn around.
It's crazy. You can look away.
Did you open the message? Why? Why'd you read it? She's like, you acting like. Did they force you to get to the last sentence like that, or?
I mean, like, I give our friend shit about it all the time because he's just like, look how much shit we get for being Mets fans. I'm like, you don't have to read any of that shit.
And on top of that, being a Mets fan, like, you were supposed to be born knowing that was coming. You should have a shield. You should have a built-in shield. You don't want shit. You know what the fuck? I mean, Jesus. Listen, this is Jersey Radio. They're gonna hate us, and I need them to hate us because that fuels me. If they hate it, they generally, and the rule of thumb is if enough people hate you, there's probably a significant amount more that love you. They
They hate you because they love you.
Is hate your favorite Stardom squad?
They no. My favorite Stardom squad is dead. Yes, and bring it's that's actually really heartbreaking, Greg.
Yes, it is.
Thanks for that. But fuck, I had one that I lost it. Listen, we'll talk. We'll talk next week. I love you all. Thank you for joining us. Peace, love. Don't die. It's hard out there now. Abolish ICE.
That's what makes Subaru.
It's evil. It's evil. Can I say that? I can say that. The show's over. It's evil. And you're evil for supporting it.
Everything is
go to hell.
evil.
Yeah, he's in the G1.
Super